You're listening to Say It Come. I'm just saying it, the waffle, as a waffle, is absolutely obnoxious. Hey, this is just a song that fits in between genres. We're really trying to tell you that we're down-home folks without saying we're country, because we don't want the connotation of being good old boys.
I trade my truck for an iPhone 1. Turns out it was stolen and no longer worked.
No.
The gods don't interfere with what may or may not be a cursed weapon. She didn't care when freaking a demon was in our party. How was she gonna crap about a cursed act?
That's funny.
What are you doing? Oh my God! What is happening?
This is why we did Say It Common, just for these kind of moments right here.
Welcome back to Say It in Common, where we talk about it all, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I'm AJ Cannon.
Seth Templin.
Tyrone Merle.
Dustin Foltz.
Anthony Tate.
And Sirloin at your service.
Anthony, you should have been before Dustin. I don't know what you were doing.
I don't know.
You were directing traffic.
He's
and
been
wrong.
here way before me.
Not true.
You were the campaign before.
He wasn't even in the campaign.
Yeah, but I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry.
Good job, Anthony.
Let's just redo that whole thing.
We should.
In Tate's credit, I am more important than he is. So.
He is.
You're listening to Say It in Common, where we talk about it all, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I'm AJ Cannon.
Seth Templin.
Tyrone Merle.
Anthony Tate.
Dustin Foltz.
And Sirloin at your service.
There we go. A little better that time. Yeah, now it's up to y'all. I'm leaving.
Put both of those entrances in.
All right, well, he's gone. Let's just talk about why in the world did AJ want to kill Buck?
I don't get it.
He claims he's leaving for shower. He's leaving for shame.
Yeah. We can't
handle it.
We can't see you cry in the shower.
But we know it's happening.
We know you're going to listen to this later.
You know, I was thinking when I listened to that the other night, I was thinking, if Rask hadn't have saved Buck, AJ would have just silently probably just got up from his chair, walked outside, and just stood in the highway until an 18-wheeler came by.
Just laid down.
Just laid down. I felt way worse for AJ than I did for Anthony. Way worse.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I was just like, oh.
Characters die.
Yeah.
It's not always someone else's fault.
Yeah.
And AJ's always saying, I suck, I ruined it, it's my fault.
Like a character.
Actually,
Like a character on paper dies. Yeah, sure. You put a lot of time into him. Somebody's soul dies at the table. That's a little harder.
Yeah.
That's a harder hit.
And
Absolutely.
AJ's soul took a hit.
Yeah.
But can we just speak how it attested to his character that he can't control his magic, and in a moment of just loss of control, he blasted one of his teammates.
I think it is one of the most like if the world was real, that would actually have happened.
Oh yeah.
Stressful situation. Quincy's trying to save his best friend and just explodes out with some power.
You know what it reminds me of, Seth? Remember the other campaign we did where the bard wasn't paying attention to the story thread you were working on, and he murders Seth's love interest, and we're like, well, let's be honest, that's what he would have done. He wasn't the character wasn't paying any more attention to what was going on than the player was.
He was the BBEG killed the love interest, and then my character just walked past the BBEG because there was an evil cleric that had brought other people back to life.
Yeah.
So my character was screaming for this cleric to bring her back. Yeah. And the guy, it's my turn. I cast Shatter on that guy and blows his head up.
Killed him.
And everyone was so just mind blown. Like it was silent for a good 30 seconds. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's funny.
It definitely reminded me of that moment. It's just like, ouch. It just played right into the character, played into the story.
He was doing it out of negligence.
Right. Well,
AJ was doing it out of caring.
Yeah.
Right. He was trying to do the right thing, but it's funny because his character has always played as struggling with magic and not having control of himself. So, I mean, it just makes sense from a storytelling perspective. Not scripted, by the way.
This was one of those fights. Y'all have had about
Critical Role. Hey, totally scripted.
Y'all had like 2 or 3 fights where I thought afterwards, how did they get out of that? Like, how is it possible they got out of it? And this was one of them. The other one was when Kyle and Cameron weren't here, and y'all had the second round of waves. Like at nighttime, y'all at the orphanage defending it.
Oh, that was rough. Yeah.
And whenever your echo took
all those
6
hits?
hit attempts, and
wild.
each one missed. It's like any one of those connects and they get in. Y'all could have died. I mean, it's like it was on a razor's edge. So
and all the time, friends flying around outside like lunatic.
Was it Thread or was it? Yeah, it was.
Remember, because they only
Raskin and Urus just decided we're gonna go talk to.
Hey, the episode before that though was when Thren did didn't you count it up? It was like 300 or 400 damage at least.
Oh yeah.
With the steel
Thren
wind
has an
strikes.
episode. I think it was that episode. He did. There's an episode where Thren did like over 300 damage in one fight.
Well, that was with the help of the summon fiendish spirit
Yeah,
spell.
but it's still
Which was
you.
wrongly played, correct?
No. That was last game because I used darkness, which has a concentration, and it has a concentration too. No, it was not wrongly played.
Well, they got rid of it almost immediately, didn't they? Like the
No.
the darkness. I'm pretty sure
It was
someone
like the
dispelled
next round.
Was it the next round? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe 2 rounds in.
Okay.
So we started this. I mean, I guess we're keeping it common. We started the game off. Bathory is fleeing. All you guys are chasing her down. Y'all, I think listening back to it, I didn't realize it. AJ thought y'all were still underground, but y'all were traveling up through the manor.
I figured we were in a tower.
I thought we were. I didn't know if we were. It was hard to say because I assume at this point we're in a castle, so we could be. I assume we were anywhere ranging from underground to basement level. But I knew when you said we had ascending staircases, we were probably at that point in the tower.
The final battle actually kind of took place close to y'all were next to the roof. The roof was right.
Yeah, because
y'all were
at one point we were outside chasing this cloud, and you could see off of the building. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not wrong. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all were going through a lot of the manor. I didn't even bring my computer today because man, that map was was a rough map.
Golly,
yes. We were moving around, and you were just like, "Oh, actually, that's not a door."
I had already planned my route, and I thought, "Oh, that works," but I guess I just looked at it wrong. Yeah, that was frustrating. But then we get to, I mean, there's a few things y'all break into Lucian's office. Y'all don't realize what it is. Again, AJ knew what was going to happen, probably because he created the character. I mean, he had that character.
Right.
Had anyone else figured it out?
I listening to it, I kept seeing the hints, and I was like, that dude's gonna be in there because I remembered from the Tales from Palexia. I was like, they never got that guy. He's still out there probably. So I had suspicion. I told AJ before I listened to it, I was like, my theory is that you're gonna run into the Bathory's dad in there somewhere, and yeah.
I didn't listen to the Tales of Palexia. When I heard the 4 chairs, I was like. Oh,
the king.
I was like the king and his 3 people that rule with him. I was like, that's a nice little weird situation they got going on here.
I loved when you said that too. I was like, yeah, just throw that red herring out there for me. I don't even have to come up with anything.
Yeah, no, it made sense to me. Look, I'm only going to put the pieces together that I have.
So did AJ actually have the stat sheet and everything made for that guy?
No.
Okay.
Round peg meets square hole.
That was the thing. I gave Tate a Tales from Palexia. I gave AJ a Tales from Palexia, and pretty much I told him how it has to end.
Yeah.
Or
almost
we knew.
in every single case they have to fail.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what has made the Tales of Palexia kind of interesting, is because it's in the past. You can't actually succeed.
Yeah.
So all of these missions have been Suicide Squad missions, and that's been.
Didn't you want Tyrell to? You talked with him about
I've tried to get him to, and he never.
I have something.
Oh, he
partially
does. Oh, okay.
planned.
Absolutely,
Mostly.
dude, that'd be awesome.
That one past you.
You're a really good
I need to
DM.
send that to you.
Yeah.
I do have it partially written out.
We're just all so busy now. It's so hard to get games in.
Yeah.
So then we get up to those Black Cloaks. I mean, I have not upped the Black Cloaks at all.
Oof.
And they have been tough for quite a few levels now. And I've
they're
not
not
messed
buffed?
with them. No, I've not buffed them.
I did not know that, dude. I thought you did.
Nope. I've kept them exactly the same. I might do max health instead of but that's it. I'm not.
That's how dependent we are on the dice for some things, I guess.
Yeah.
Because if we consistently roll 12s and higher, we're consistently going to hit everything, and we do damage. But boy, Gillard knows how to roll 3s and 5s.
Dude, your rolls lately have been awful.
I know.
It's either hot or it's not.
Yeah, it's been so bad.
Yeah.
I would say, I was thinking the other day, I was like, if you had to put them in order, who was the most crucial in this whole thing? And I'd put Raskin number 1 for obvious reasons, but I'd put Quincy number 2 because even though he accidentally killed Buck, He when he ran in there and raged and got all he became like a meat shield basically, and that helped tremendously. And
because he's raged, all that he's doubling his health with all that. Really, because he takes half damage on everything.
Yep. I thought he was really crucial, but towards the end, just made an honest mistake.
I just want to call Tate out. Like, you were so chicken. Like, how many battles have we went through where, like, man, a cleric would be cleaning up all these undead things, and you're just, I'm gonna shoot him with my bow. Pew! I missed. Like, get in there, bro!
I think for the most part, I can't.
You're scared of dying.
No, I think my health was
maybe so
low, and I didn't want to. Like, if I was gonna die, I didn't want to die, like, before I could do anything.
Yeah,
you know.
I just thought of something.
My health has been chronically low for like the past 3 sessions, or critically low. I mean.
Don't you have Destroy Undead as your channel divinity now?
I do. But I can only use 2 channel divinities. One of which I think I was. What is it?
What kind of
Divine
cleric are you?
Intervention, I think.
No, that's different. What kind of cleric are you?
War cleric. War cleric.
War cleric. Oh, I don't know what your your divines are.
I'll get my character sheet.
I was gonna say it was a big heal, but that's the light cleric. That's the light cleric that has an absolute game changing heal.
As a game master, I am like banking on Tate taking care of a lot of these undead around here, honestly, and he's just not wading into the fights.
Well, I want to, but I also want to, make
not
sure
die. I know
that, but also, like, it has happened in the past where I have been more of a combat focused cleric, and I want to make sure I'm taking care of my boys before I, because I want to tear it up. I want to,
Was Tira putting him back in the room basically Seth saying, "Dude, I'm sick of this. Like, you got to get in there," or was that?
I was
legit
afraid. I talked to Tate about this before I came up with all that. I was like, man, I'm not trying to push you in any kind of way. Like, I gave you this weapon so that you can fight vampires. Like, don't get in your own head.
Yeah.
Pretty much, me and Tate's conversation pretty much mirrored Buck and Tira's conversation.
All right, so from when I looked at it, I got the impression that Divine Intervention was a channel divinity.
No.
It's a completely separate power. And when you get, I think, 17th level, it's one of the most busted things any cleric has ever seen in his entire life.
Channel
you're just
divinity.
Yo,
that's
God.
one of your best things.
Yeah, I mean, I already used one. I used a guided strike.
That's what it is, guided strike.
And I used that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2. I've got a ton. I've got Turn Undead, which also turns into Destroy Undead for any creature under 2.
So what's your separate one? Because you get 2 from your being a war cleric.
War God's Blessing.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, those are my 3 right now. Turn Undead, which is also Destroy Undead.
Did it just become that at level 12 or at level 13?
No. It's Destroy Undead for any creature under a CR2.
Oh, it won't.
And it's always been,
Turn Undead.
It has a destructive quality, but it's based on the challenge rating, and at 11th level, which I think I'm at right now. No, I'm 13.
That's one of those abilities that makes sense from a flavor perspective, but if you use that to actually destroy a creature that weak, you could probably kill it with an attack and not use a resource. So it's sort of a tough situation.
Right. It's if you're getting, like, mobbed. Right.
Or like you just need this enemy to die in this moment, no ifs, ands, or buts, and he's weak enough. That's pretty much it.
Right.
Kyle, like, just studying his character.
It was crazy.
The whole game.
That's my favorite part.
And learning actually how to play him.
Something he has not done the entire campaign.
No, he does it every 3 games or so.
He's never done to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Not to that extent in one game. Absolutely not.
Kyle has surprised me on multiple occasions, though. The first time he started using Lucky correctly, he never did it again after that. But there was a time that he just, like, all of a sudden perfectly did Lucky.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that was good. Yeah, we don't play enough for Kyle to be able to remember how to play his character correctly.
He has silvery barbs as well, but he hasn't used that right. and it makes me
Has
sad.
anyone used silvery barbs correctly yet? I know Cameron's
Cameron
got
has it too, apparently, but I didn't know that. But
I
Kyle
never
has
took
it.
it.
What does Cameron have that we also don't have, or what do we have that he doesn't also have? I just don't know.
Is there anything unique about Cameron's character?
I mean, he has healing lights.
He has ranged
Thank you.
healing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ranged healing. That's
Yeah,
right. He has that.
Yeah, that thing that
That's
Seth didn't
unique.
want.
All right. Now you can
Anthony, have you
Frustrates the shit out
thought
of
about
me.
the fact that like your character and Kyle's have had probably, I would say while you're in Galeport, probably the most open conflict and whatnot, and you two are the ones that have saved each other's lives. You saved his, and
Yeah.
then he literally brought you back from the dead.
I would honestly say that, as contentious as it may seem, it's one of the most fun relationships.
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
party. I mean, no. Buck loves Quincy like a brother, loves Thren like a brother. Even new Thren, it's a little strange. Buck has this bond with Urist about kind of getting in touch with the divine, and then with Gillard,
Just hates
it's
each
like,
other.
No. It's like this. It's like Gillard is very practical when Buck doesn't feel like he can be, and
That's a great word to describe Gillard.
and Buck appreciates that. He has a principle that he has to stand on, but he's glad that there's somebody practical there. The relationship that Buck has with Rask is just like, it's super fun, but it's combative, but it's just like
But they
it's
save
like,
each other's lives
it's
more than
like
anybody
pillow,
else.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
start of
like
the
it's like
conversation.
pillow fight combative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's so cool.
Yeah,
I have
it's
a
a cool
question.
dynamic.
I have a question for Buck. Is the Phoenix his now because it saved him? Does it immediately attune to you now? Or is there going to be a dispute for the ownership?
Listen,
of-
comrade, it is our Phoenix.
Marty's Phoenix. Hey, did y'all read AJ's message that he sent?
Yes,
to the
I
group
want
on
him to read it.
That
Actually,
was beautiful.
we talked about it on the stream yesterday. I wanted him to read it on Say It in Common tonight.
Well, first of all, we have to. You wanted people to comment.
Yeah.
When they finish the episode.
So when we were streaming yesterday, we had Sarcher, Huntro, and Huntro's cousin or Sarcher's cousin, Avery was there too. But we were chatting a lot, and so Huntro's already finished the last episode. Sarcher was 3/4 of the way, and then I knew Malachi was going to be here today, so I wanted to get a viewer perspective of the last episode because it was so crazy. So I think Huntro's already sent you something. I don't know if
I
Sarcher-
never got anything from Huntro.
Never got anything from Huntro?
I have
Okay.
one from Slarster.
All right, well, we're going to hear what Sarcher has to say. Shout out to Sarcher.
Slarster had to say, "Hot dang, that was intense. I don't even smoke, and I felt like I needed a cigarette after that." I should have seen the thing with Thren bursting into flames coming, but he isn't quite a vampire, right? Like, wasn't he something else because he was an experiment or something? One more question. I got to know, did you have to drive Kyle home that night?
I think his wife came and got him, didn't they?
Just like he said she would.
Just like he said.
And
she
I
would.
said, "You're not the only one," referencing the needing a cigarette. Oh, why it's glitching? Said, "You're not the only one." That's an interesting question about Thren. We had similar questions, so I'm sure we'll go into it on Say It in Common. Confirmed, I did not have to take Kyle home. And he said, "Now that is an alpha male." So,
He hung me
anywho,
out to dry.
Kyle did?
Yeah.
About what?
I didn't say that, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
No, Seth said that. He was just going to play it off. Anyway, so he's asking about Thren bursting into flames, but not quite a vampire.
Yep.
But is a vampire.
He only half bursted into flames.
Velf.
Only half.
Did y'all already talk about any chances of bringing Thren back? Did
No,
you-
we've not talked. We're kind of going through the episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
episode.
sorry.
Yeah. So you're here, Malachi. What'd you think?
Dude, when I was I listened to he uploaded it like really late Tuesday night, so I listened to like 2.5 hours of it on Wednesday, like while I was doing different errands and working and whatnot. And then on Thursday I listened to it a little bit during the day, and I had like an hour and a half left, and it was a little bit late, but I was like, I've got to finish this before I come and hang out with you guys on Saturday. So I was listening to it, and the reason I knew that something had happened is because on the Monday after that episode, y'all recorded it, Dustin asked me, he was like, "Hey Mel, you ever heard AJ swear before?" And I was like, I have actually. But and then he said, well, it was pretty justified, so I knew something had to have happened. So I was just waiting for it. I was like, I at first had thought that they were going to run into the Heroes of Juniper Grove, but like as the episode went on, I was like, okay, it's going to be something to do with this. What's his name, Lucian, whatever, or the Bathories, whatever. So I just kept listening, and dude, it was like, have you ever like really loved a series before, but you've talked to someone about it before you've seen it, and you know someone's gonna die, but you don't know who, and you kind of feel that anxiety and that tension? I kept feeling that, and it kept building and building and building. Like the whole time I was like, something bad's about to happen. And AJ had told me before, he was like, just remember that Buck's really low on health this whole fight. And I could kind of see it coming, and then when you went down, I was like, oh crap, is something about to happen? And then when he said Thunderwave and he said cube, I was like, a cube? And I was trying to picture it in my mind, and then y'all basically broke the news to him like, yeah, that's gonna hit Buck. And I was like, this is it. And this is when it happens. And then when Buck died, it was one of the most somber, awful things I've ever felt. I was like, I bet some of them are crying. I couldn't see you guys.
AJ cried. It got dead silent.
It was so bad, dude. And then all of a sudden, when Ernst is like trying to figure out his turn, I hear Kyle go, "Ugh, yes!" and then Seth was like, "Wait, hold on." All right, and then the aura, whatever, peeky going over to Buck and like resurrecting him, and I was just, I remember I was outside. I didn't want to be inside. I was like putting, practicing disc golf, something while I was just listening to it, and I just stood there. My eyes were as big as saucers. I was like, I cannot believe, because I thought it was over. I absolutely thought it was over.
Yeah.
Like no way that Buck's the only dude that can.
Peeky could do that.
Dang Kyle, learning his character.
Well, truthfully, it shouldn't have worked. The way that the baby Phoenix, it's supposed to only do that for Rask at the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kyle was close to death way longer even than Buck was.
Yep.
I mean, he was at 1 HP forever. So it was a selfless act, and it just embodied a Phoenix so much of death and resurrection.
Yep.
And he can't.
Rule of cool.
Yeah, rule of cool.
Rule of cool.
Rule of
Absolutely.
Cool. It worked so good, and it was such a cinematic moment.
It was.
That I couldn't say no to him. And then AJ hit us with, it fit. And AJ explained why it fit so well later when he texted us all.
Yeah.
Now you can read it.
No, I need to read that.
Yeah.
Can that Phoenix do that multiple times, or is that a one-off? Like
No,
that's
it can do it anytime it's up, which, I mean, it'll be tanked.
It's an egg now for.
It's an egg for
but when it's
days.
fully grown
Roll a
again.
D4 tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't rolled it yet.
That's incredible, dude.
I'll have to.
The dang Phoenix that Tyrell never used. Yep. Wow. It's incredible. The story you guys are telling is just awesome. Like, I listened to it because you guys are my friends, obviously, and when I was in Panama, it kind of helped me feel like close to home. But I listened to it more than anything because it's freaking good. Like, it's really good. It honestly is. So.
Okay, I found it. Okay, well.
Long read.
AJ's messaged us, I think the day after, right? I think I was
Maybe
home.
that night.
Who was this to?
No, it was the Monday, I think.
In the big group.
Yeah.
I haven't found it.
We played on Saturday, and then I think I sent it Monday.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was home when.
Anyway, so yeah, keep in mind this is just a group text, but I said, peeky, dude. The more I think about that, the more epic it gets. The fact he's been here longer than anyone in the party, other than the OG4, which would be Quincy, Buck, Thrin, and Urist. I thought maybe Seth was a little generous with him being bonded to Buck, but once we figured out the mechanic of it. But it's honestly some of the best storytelling of all time. Peaky has been there the whole time, and no one has used him exclusively or extensively. He's almost his own character, and he's just been quietly watching over us and learning and bonding with all of us. I was saying last night that he's an NPC. Like, he's not really... Yeah. He's kind of acting on his own will. He was originally given to Thrin, who raised him and gave him his real name, which is Alada. Which we thought, I was thinking it was female, but I guess it doesn't matter. I don't think it's supposed to have a gender. We call him he now.
Especially the new.
What?
That's funny.
What did you say?
I was just gonna say, especially with the way the Phoenix is now.
Yeah. He was originally given to Thren, who raised him and gave him his real name. I remember Thren allowing him to fly ahead of us and alongside us on the way to Derry, discovering himself and the world around him. He gathered us valuable information in the glistening thicket before getting knocked back into an egg by the Wendigo, and then he spent months in egg form at the academy before being reunited with Thren. He scouted Derry before we killed Hornbeam, and when Thren was captured, he spent time with Gillard, where Gillard helped him expand his powers and gave him his nickname that has stuck like glue. Then he fell into the hands of Rask, his true partner, who loves him and spends every moment with him, but also allows him the freedom to unlock his full potential. Rask knows the risk of putting him in harm's way, but doesn't stifle him with his own fear of losing him. During his time with Rask, hardly a day has gone by without Rask saying, "Take Piki Piki with you," or sending him to watch over someone who ventured off alone. When Quincy stormed out after an altercation with the group and Genzi, Piki Piki was right there on his shoulder keeping watch. And he's been there at the front lighting our way through dark tunnels day after day while we were in Galeport. He's been there for every terrifying battle with the vampiric beasts as we chased Elizabeth's mist through the dungeons underneath the manor. Piki Piki saw his group, fully expecting and fully prepared to lose it all to destroy this evil, pushing forward with disregard for their own lives. And he sees his best friend get crushed by a trap that would have killed him if Gillard wasn't there to revive him. He quickly glances around and sees all his friends beaten, bloody, and exhausted, looks of fear and desperation on their faces, yet unrelenting as they continue to charge into the unknown depths of this awful place. It's at this moment he realizes it's his time. We've never needed him more. He watched Corvus and Vistrid get ripped apart by these creatures, and he's not about to let it happen to his group. He finally comes into his true form, using his abilities to protect his critically injured partner, attack the enemy, and ultimately sacrifice his life to keep Buck alive when none of the rest of us could. There's no doubt he's bonded to Buck, or Quincy, or Thren, or Uist, or Gillard. He's not just a familiar, he's a member of the party who's been here for it all, and been there for all of us, quietly learning, observing, and growing right alongside the rest of us. It's honestly too perfect and absolutely beautiful. I'm glad Kyle decided to study during episode 52 and not a moment before. If we'd have known that Piki Piki could do that,
Kyle would have used it when he got hit by that trap, and then Buck would have died.
That he may have.
Yeah. Well, I think it happens when you tick down on the death saving throw.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That almost brings a tear to my eye. Like that
was great.
It's really good. So eloquent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should write fan fiction.
First time I've read that.
Speaking of fan fiction, Sartre said he's getting his. I think he's got to get it approved or something, but he's getting his stuff posted. He said it said last night, so
It's awesome, dude.
it should be available.
I can't
soon.
wait to read that.
Yeah.
Piki Piki.
But that was a crazy moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then then Thren dies.
Yeah.
Just
And
out of
maybe
nowhere.
just
Hits
because-
us out of left field.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it was. It felt so maybe all the emotion was already taken up for Buck, but I kind of felt bad for Thren and
Well, also
Tyrell.
we haven't continued past that point.
That's
that was
true.
also
It
where we
was
left
that
off.
was the
We got-
finishing moment.
Why do you feel bad? We've got the only guy that can bring it back.
They don't need to feel bad. We got tons of second
It's just
chances.
Thren. We're used to this.
No one was bringing Buck back.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, for me, from
I'm
the
a
listener's
non-renewable
perspective,
resource.
I could tell all the emotion and stuff that had happened, and then Buck just beating Lucy into a pulp. That was a great moment. Just hitting him over and over and over was really fitting. But then I was just sitting there and I was like, man, this is awesome. And then oh yeah, and Thren bursts into flame, dead, gone.
I almost joked about it.
Yeah,
but I was like, it's not the moment. Seth wouldn't do that.
Read the room.
That's exactly what I read the room. I was like, oh, and Thren burst into flames. Just kidding. No, I was like, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to let the moment pass. And then Seth's like, then Thren burst into flames. I was like, that's not cool. That's what I was going to say.
Did I tell you before the game that might happen?
No.
I didn't. Okay, I couldn't
Because
remember if I
when
told
you said
you.
it happened, that caught me off guard. I was like, oh, well, okay.
I was like, great.
Well, good thing Buck's alive.
Now I don't have to do it.
Yeah, now I can make Now I don't have to kill him
for years.
He doesn't throw himself off the ledge when we're done.
No, well, there's got to be a way. That's what's in my mind. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just Thren. If anybody dies besides Buck, we got a chance.
Yeah.
So let's get to Slarkster's question. So Thren was a Velf.
Yeah.
Stupid Seth creation. But
Thren is a
this
Velf.
whole journey through Galport, we talked about this on the last Satan Common. I have brought in just all kinds of different vampires, different kind of beasts, different variations, iterations, what have you. I mean, Lucian was, and Elizabeth were based very much so on Dracula, a lot of their lore. And that's kind of the upper echelon of the vampires. So the upper tier ones, had the dirt, just like Dracula did. If you've not ever listened to Dracula, there is an Audible version that has like the different people voice acting it. It's so good.
Oh, I need to check that out. I've
so-
never actually listened to it. Or
Dracula's a weird
read it.
book. It's not like it's journal entries. Everyone is just writing in their own journal,
Oh,
or
really?
writing letters to other people, and that's the whole book is just letters and journal entries. It's not a narrative like what we're doing. It is just like letters and journal entries.
All I
and
know
stuff
of
like
it
that.
is the Great Illustrated Classic, which I read when I was in elementary
Which
school.
I didn't realize were so condensed.
So you don't
Yeah.
get anything out of
so
those.
condensed.
Yeah, I thought I
They-
had read
they
The
take-
Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, they take all of the allegory and all of the important undertones of it and completely.
Well,
throw
they
them
just
out.
try to make it a story that a kid
It's
can
just
read.
the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
I
Dracula
get,
was kind
I
of
get.
scary.
But we mentioned Corvus. Corvus was a Dampier. He was an offspring of Lucian and Debbie's character. So that was another iteration. So what Freya was she was the experimenter. Elizabeth was the politician. She was the one who was trying to the whole thing. If y'all y'all could y'all find this out if y'all read through Lucian's diary. Or not diary, journal. No Vampire Diaries.
Who got that?
Kyle.
Okay.
So this whole thing, Elizabeth convinced Lucian to join up with Draxus as a means of just coming out into the open, and so he's just letting her be the puppet master here in Galeport.
The figurehead, yeah.
Catherine was just the juggernaut Valkyrie kind of like she just loved fighting. She was the rage monster. Like she just wanted to be in battle. That was Catherine. Freya was the experimenter trying to perfect the race and all this stuff. Blood was infused into Thren, and that is why he did burst into flames, but she had found a way to not let his heart stop, but there was still enough vampire blood that it did.
From Lucian.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all Lucian's blood.
Yeah. That I stole that I think from Vampire Diaries 2 actually. Cynthia made me watch that a long time ago. But if you kill the original, it kills every vampire that was ever blooded after them. So if you kill the very first one, you'd kill every one of them through it. And I thought that would be really cool storytelling in this as well.
Do the sisters all have the same mom?
No. You got a redhead, a blackhead, and a blonde.
Okay, so
there's also iterations of vampire lore where if you kill the one that made you, it clears. It'll clear a branch. So yeah, if you cleared the original, it would clear all of them. But then a lot of people, I think, like Being Human with werewolves, if you took out the werewolf that got you, that's how the guy cleared himself of his.
From the dog that bit you. That's where that kind of comes from. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I just wanted to say that like in D&D, like werewolves in D&D, when you get bit by one, you get infected with lycanthropy.
Right.
But in that Ravenloft book, they added like a super werewolf, which is the Lugaroo, and it is
it is Southern culture.
If you get bit by it, no remove curse, nothing like that works on it. Right. You're turning into a werewolf whether you like it or not, and you're not going to cure it. The only way that you can cure it is if you kill the Lugaroo, and you have to do it on a specific night when the moon is at a certain phase. Right. It has to be like I think it's like the same night that you were bit on.
That's what I was about to ask. Is it the night you were bit on, or is it just a specific moon phase? Yeah.
So you're forever cursed with that one.
Yeah.
So in Galeport, are a lot of the vampires that are still there? Are they not connected to Lucian, or
There's no vampires in the world anymore. Lucian was the true original.
So the circle
is gone.
And they probably wouldn't even
They did not
know
know.
that would happen.
So you're saying Corvus never stood a chance?
No.
Dang it.
No, this story evolved as we went on.
Yeah,
I did not plan on Lucian being in it until
right.
like I don't know when I decided.
The night before
that's
we played.
When we
No, it
killed
was a little bit
Catherine.
before that.
Like all these.
Probably.
You needed a third
Probably.
vampire.
No, I always planned on y'all killing Catherine first. I thought that it would be. I expected y'all to go through the. Oh gosh, the big purge thing that's about to happen.
Slake?
Oh, the Slake.
I actually asked. I got on Reddit and asked people. I was like, "Hey, I have a vampire town, and I'm needing ideas for a name for a purge kind of event." And someone said the Slake, and I was like, "That is so."
That was named by a Reddit
That was
comment.
named by a Reddit comment.
Wow.
Surprised I didn't run into it because I see a lot of people that ask about their D&D campaigns on Reddit.
I was hoping maybe it would also throw some listens our way. I don't know if it did, but that was a long, long time ago.
That's funny.
That's crazy because I remember you guys like you had all these like unanswered questions about what happens once we clear the castle, like with all the vampires. Well,
That's a good way to clear it up for
yeah.
us.
We're about to find out how many Black Cloaks weren't vampires.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take a hit on the black cloaks.
you're gonna. I think you're gonna find out a lot of stuff
when we
after
come
that, when
outside. I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
but at the same time, we are the military. We don't have the circle to back us up or anything like that.
True.
Well, where's the Inkling?
They're-
They were waiting for us to do something.
Yeah, they're going after Draxus as soon as we give them the word.
I don't think.
I thought they were coming to like
my-
inhabit Galeport.
Well, from Dustin's perspective, I don't think that was ever the plan. It was just making sure
No, their whole
Bathory doesn't
plan was to
reinforce.
march from the Bernheim Forest to the capital and attack because y'all have taken out the Bernheim Forest. Y'all have Duke Jike on y'all's side.
Supposedly.
So the last defense, and a strong defense, all the vampires streaming
dude,
up to
yeah.
attack y'all, they had to be taken care of. Which I don't know if Dalinar would have known they were.
He didn't even know they were vampires.
Yeah, I don't think that he knew that. But it was that. I mean,
But,
the
yeah.
largest part of the nation is
Galeport.
Galeport.
Yeah.
So y'all had to cut the head off of that before y'all could actually go towards the.
I wonder if anybody in the Inkling died.
Probably like 4 people.
Very interesting to think.
If they lost some troops or anything.
Are we going to the Dying Plains?
I don't know why you would.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to wrap this thing up.
No, you're
I'm
not.
ready to get on a campaign
are you
too.
really?
Yeah, I'm so ready to get on a campaign.
I
too,
keep
man.
thinking. Well, I was thinking. Okay, we're not like we haven't really been there, and I figured we were going to have to. Like
honestly just
it's
have
the video
nothing.
game.
Yeah,
You
it
got to
doesn't
clear the
have
map.
nothing.
Well, I thought maybe this is going to be some kind of story arc to get Thren back,
Yeah.
where we have to go to his hometown and like
I
find his parents or something.
well, I mean, initially I was going to assume it was going to be now go kill Jike, but with him on our side, I assumed that the story was going to twist into meet up with him in his place and then prepare an attack.
I'm just
That's
waiting
where I was
for.
kinda
I'm waiting
thinking.
for him to turn.
As soon as the game was over, I pulled Tate outside. I was like, "You have like, was it True Resurrection or just
You asked if I
Resurrection?"
have it. I have Resurrection.
I was like, and you don't have to have a body. Dust is okay. We're
It's
good.
100 years.
Because
100
I mean,
years or
I
something
just
like that.
killed
Or a year or
Thread.
something
I
like
just
that.
killed him. Like that was not a. He didn't deserve to be killed. I just killed him for story content.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got to like. I know Tate is a high enough level that he is going to fix this, so I'm not worried about it.
But Cameron's also high enough level.
AJ.
Thank you.
In the what's it called? The episode with suit dude, Big Hammer. What was his name? Dewberry. When y'all fought Dewberry.
Yeah.
Do y'all think those letters were signed by Jike?
Yes. Anything technological in this world is
Yeah,
made by him.
that's what I was
that
thinking.
doesn't necessarily mean that he's bad.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just that's what he does. He makes
Yeah.
stuff and he makes technology and he does that stuff. So I mean the Beholder that dude
Yeah.
that
True.
Hornbeam was in is
Yeah.
made by him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do y'all know that from anything except for Tate's?
We would just assume
he's
that. We already
technologically-
assumed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he told him.
Just if we
Jike-
took away his one shot.
Jike, or he said he did a bunch of experiments that like
Okay,
destroyed
okay.
the land and stuff.
we know a little bit
That
about
was-
it. It's part of
He
Thren's
might have
backstory.
apologized for the Beholder, right? And he's like,
No, we haven't talked to him since that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, that was before.
No, he talked to us before, and he like Thren questioned him about like what he did in his homeland.
We
and drove
talked to him
out.
after that because we talked to him after we returned from the return from the academy.
Yeah.
That was after the Beholder.
No.
wasn't
No. Wait.
The Beholder was.
We went from the academy to the Inkling, then we went to
Oh,
Derry.
No, you're right. You're
But
right.
then
I
we
got
had
it,
to go from Derry
And y'all
back
never
to
been
the
able to talk to
Inkling,
him
didn't we?
again?
No,
No, we never
well,
went back
we
to the
went.
Inkling.
Yes, we did. Well, we went back to the Inkling, and teleported to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we?
you're
We did
right.
do that.
Yeah,
We
it was-
teleported
y'all-
to Juniper Grove.
Yeah, teleported from Derry to
That's right.
get y'all's tattoos, and then from
It's
to
been a long time.
It's been a long time.
No, wait. Did we got the tattoos after Hornbeam?
Yes.
The full
Because-
tattoos.
Yes, the full
Yeah.
tattoo. You got the dot.
Yeah. Then
before
they
that.
teleported us to Juniper Grove, and we went from there to Galeport. We have not talked to Jake.
I can't even remember what
The
that
Beholder.
tattoo
We
Y'all
didn't
is.
talked
know.
to him at least 3 or 4
We didn't
times.
know
I
about
can't
the
even remember what
Beholder
my
when we
tattoo
talked to
is.
Jake.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I thought he'd apologize.
we just assumed that he built that.
The journal's only
armor.
been used for Dalinar like twice. So I mean, we
it's been
didn't.
used more than that.
But that doesn't necessarily mean he's bad. He just makes that stuff, and then
Right.
he's also not been good for that long.
Well, right. It's like,
supposedly,
is Tony Stark bad because terrorists have his missiles?
exactly, yeah.
Well, that's what he thought. That's what he thought.
He ruined his company
No,
for it.
Obadiah Stane is bad because of that.
Right.
That just means Jake has somebody in his organization that's selling his crap off to bad people.
I think it was him.
And signing his
His initials,
Yeah.
It's probably a
Per
stamp.
se.
And it wouldn't necessarily
dick.
be a bad thing to have a cool suit of armor. Like if you were,
Right.
if you wanted to protect yourself, that and you had the money, that would be the thing to have.
And you were up in the higher, within the echelons of a corrupt society that was run by
word
vampires. That doesn't necessarily make you a bad
It
guy.
doesn't necessarily. He didn't maybe know who he was selling to, but it also could have been when he was bad.
Well, yeah, and that guy also could have said, "Man, there are vampires like down the street from me. Can I please fair?"
My boss is a vampire. What can I do?
But maybe
in
he
over my head.
maybe he just bought it because he knew we were on his trail. I don't know. I think the impression was that he had been buying it over time, piece by piece.
He had it
was.
made.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, I
So-
think, yeah.
We can't assume that he was building that specifically for the guy that we were going to fight, but you also can't rule that out. I mean, we keep having run-ins with his equipment. I mean, it's only a
Yeah.
matter of time where you go,
And that,
is this really a coincidence?
And that Tales from Palexia with Kyle's what was her name, Orlean, and that whole group. Did they make it back from that to the Inkling?
I don't think they were supposed to.
I think so. I can't remember. I thought I heard one of y'all say something at some point that
Oh, and there's also that.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Wait,
And-
run me through here.
All the Jake lore is in Tales from Palexia. If you haven't listened to that, you need to go listen to it.
Well, they were going to check on something or deliver a package or get something. I don't remember, but I remember at some point during the campaign, I think Dalinar was communicating with y'all in Galeport, and I could have sworn, I may be making this up, but I could have sworn I heard him say something along the lines of, "Yeah, we had a group and they've disappeared, they haven't come back." And I thought it may have been that group, but I don't know if I'm completely making that up.
That was the group. Yeah.
But yeah.
And they went to go pick up a piece of equipment or something.
A package was trying to be delivered to Jake, and that woman who was creating abominations or something intercepted
Yeah.
it,
Stole
and
it.
then they killed that thing. Yes, and then they tried to go on and deliver it to Jake. And
And what was it? It was like a pair of
it
glasses
was
or
a pair
something?
of glasses. That was just I forced that into our lore. That was
It wasn't really. That wasn't really anything bad, though, was it?
It was just some.
No, there was something shady about it. There was something shady about that.
The shadiness actually was supposed to point to, is Dalinar actually a good guy?
Well, we've already been there.
Over and over.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
wait
the
for that.
shadiness in that thing was actually supposed to be like Dalinar sent them to die, kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Dalinar, but Quincy doesn't have any reason to not trust him. So
Yeah.
I've sprinkled some stuff in there about
Yeah.
Dalinar.
and he killed
But
all the
I
Black
can't-
Cloaks, which that wasn't really necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Oh yeah, and
They're bad.
The way,
He's definitely for the greater good.
I mean, would Gillard
Kind
have
of
wanted
person.
to keep a bunch of Black Cloaks as prisoners and take care of them? And
Gillard killed a lot of people that he thought would become really oppressive Black Cloaks. So yeah, probably.
yeah, it's just like
The
In Love and War.
The lore for Gillard being the warden that killed the most people is because there were two types of people that he was getting kill counts from. Anyone that was a inkling or I guess true innocence, he would smuggle them out, because that's why Gillard uses scrolls and stuff. Is he uses like false life or there's a spell feign death, I think, that he had feign death scrolls in his that he had kept in his room or somewhere. I forget where now. But he would use that to cast out on people so they would be dead, and then he would smuggle them out and get them out safely. But then they have to stop acting because they couldn't show back up. And then there's people that he just knew would be an absolute threat, and if they graduated, they would become Black Cloak leadership, and they would be really dangerous. He would kill them, and that's what in the Academy lore. That's why he had the highest death count, even higher than the woman who was an absolute psycho. She rightfully so has the accurate highest death count because she's a sadist. But Gillard's is higher because he did kill people that were dangerous, but he also falsifully killed people to save them.
Yeah,
Dude, when you put it that way, it just sounds like an anime arc, you know?
That's what D&D is.
Well, when we get to the Inkling, yeah, it is kind of funny because it's like, yeah, Gillard's supposed to be the big scary one, but it's like real quickly he wasn't big and scary. Like, I didn't know that he was going to be good. I was hoping he was going to be good, but also he was just like, compared to the other wardens, he was the least.
Well, let me tell you something.
Of a worry.
If the last episode embraced anything, I will turn for fun because it's story and it's exciting. Because Seth was just like, he was like, what does Gillard do? And I was like, I cast fog cloud. He's like, oh, that's mean. Like,
what? Well,
yeah, all the fog was dusted.
Yeah, I know. Did y'all already talk about that? While I was in the shower.
No,
okay,
we haven't got. We were.
I did want to say, like, you did a really good job of not hurting us, but hindering us.
So, I had two.
Yeah, he's like, can I try my hardest, Seth? Yeah, absolutely. And then,
but then he said, protect me. So I was like, I'm stationed. And y'all never came out of the fog in time. My plan, if Seth had said, go kill him, I was going to teleport to the back and I was going to start assaulting Rask, who I knew was injured. That was my plan. But Seth was like, no, stay here and defend me. So I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah, there was two turns of defend and protect.
Yeah,
and then,
that was.
Then he said attack, and you hit me once, and then we got you out.
Yeah, because he was like, first he was like, defend me, and then he said, okay, now go get him. And I was like, why am I gonna be walking in that smoke? Oh man, yes. I really wish the command had worked because that would have been a really bad turn for you.
Yeah,
you would have started my turn prone, and I would have had advantage on all my attacks.
Ooh, that would have been bad.
But yeah, it was fun.
How would you have felt if you'd have killed the whole party?
I don't see that as being possible, but I definitely, if you'd have given me the right command, I would have been very dangerous to Rask because I don't see Rask fighting back.
Buck, they were both in the back.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think.
Yeah, all he did was
Dexter might could have incapacitated you pretty quick.
Right. The thing is I think as long as I hit, I would have been able to take Rask down. Was my thoughts with 3 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, all he did was hit me a couple times, and I was running on rage and temporary hit points, so I didn't even do anything.
Yeah. And I think I missed you more often than I hit you.
Speaking of that was clutch. Just getting a roll where I could get the hit points. When that happens and there's a bunch of enemies around me, oh my god.
I truly want someone to play a chaotic sorcerer sometime and get to high level stuff just for the chaos of it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the chaos barbarian has been chaotic enough, but imagine a full-on sorcerer doing it.
Yeah, that has like 100 different things that can happen with every roll.
But yeah, that kind of saved the fight because I knew I told Malachi this already, but I was like, when those mages were at the end of the hall, I was like, I got to get as close to them as I can to apply some kind of pressure. And I ran out there. There's 6 black cloaks completely surrounding me. I was like, well, I'm either going to get killed and at least it'll be a distraction. So I ran out there, so we wouldn't be clumped up where they would get a fireball.
I was hoping for flumps.
And I just happened to steal all their health.
Is that the one you pick when you get to choose?
No, not always.
Most of the time I choose the one that hurts y'all the most, which is that one, I think.
That one helps him tremendously. I think I was in it too. I think it got me too, which is fine with me.
Well, yeah, and even if I realized after the first time that happened, it's not really that bad to everybody. Like the most it's going to do is like 10 health.
Well, the thing is when you're raging, if it's like every 1 point you steal for me is 2 points for you, as long as it's bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Yeah.
So it's really a net boon to the party. If you're especially if you're the center of attention, which a barbarian most of the time is. So
as long as you're not taking 10 health from somebody with 9, you're doing all right.
While you were in the shower, I said that I thought Rask was obviously the most clutch, but I said I thought you were like number 2, like Quincy, what he did besides killing Bob.
I did. Yeah, I did a lot of great. I was running a perfect fight until that happened. I mean, it works out story wise. Quincy fans,
absolutely.
Buck went down next to him.
Is Quincy gonna realize what he did?
That was what I was going to say. The only person that knows that happened is Gillard, and I don't even know if he would have really noticed that It hit you too.
Yeah, that's
you
what
might have
I was
noticed.
going to say it hit me. So
Gillard's the one that trained.
I'm
Quincy.
also the one
Dustin's just going to start the game. Why are you trying to kill us?
I don't know. I mean, Quincy would have noticed that Buck got pushed away. That's what he wanted to do anyway. Well, he wanted to push Lucien back.
Right.
But, I mean, Gillard trained Quincy to kind of control himself and maneuver the battlefield properly. So, he might have something to say about it. Other than that, I think everyone's going to be just distracted by the fact that Thren's gone and Buck is still alive and everything that just happened. Like, I don't think there's going to be really a reason for anybody to bring that up.
Oh, and we're talking about like the lack of response to Thren dying. Well, the one, the campaign ended, but two, Gillard wasn't even in the room. I haven't found out yet, officially. I was out in the hallway. I'm gonna walk back in like, Buck, what are you doing in here?
Yeah, because he drugged me out.
Yeah, I got
He walked you out, or he teleported you out. You haven't made it back yet? It was so frustrating to me.
What, you haven't?
No control.
Well, because it's like you said, I saw him die.
That was a great move.
That's hilarious, though. Gillard hasn't made it back in the room
Yeah,
yet.
I'm
He's going to
still
come
out.
back in, and Buck's already killed him.
I'm such a bad DM because I'm just like, you go kill the guy, Tate, go.
yeah, you texted him.
Get
didn't you?
on these rails.
Yeah,
I saw the message.
that was it though. I mean, he didn't
Do something.
He didn't say a single thing except Lucien. That's all he said.
Yeah, I
was
saw it,
Lucien,
yeah.
you know.
That's when I knew. I was like, okay, well, he's below 25. Buck gets in there. You still had your action surge. You had your whatever.
I should've said that. I feel bad. I hate that I did that, but I think
What, that you helped us?
Yeah, I think it would have been a TPK if I hadn't.
That's the thing. I mean,
Well, it was also giving some direction and like, okay, don't get distracted by the other people in there. Just go straight for the guy because if Buck would have got back in the room and went
Did
after
y'all realize
Elizabeth,
that?
it would have done us no good.
Did y'all realize that he gave her blood and fully healed her? Gave her all.
Did he fully heal her?
Fully healed.
Is that an ability he had, or you just did
rest. That's ancient blood.
That's
she got her. Crazy. She even and like I think y'all were like, it's okay. She doesn't have any more.
Yeah, I did say
legendary
that. I did.
Resistances, and she got them back.
Okay, so she got the benefits of a long rest.
Yes.
So she got her spells back too.
She got everything back.
That's a vampire feature that he has, or do you make it up?
I made up.
Yeah.
On the spot?
He's like it.
Okay.
He started the battle by like he told him to defend him, and then he went over and slit his wrist and gave her some blood, and she got up fully healed.
He's like a great old one vampire.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He is the great old one.
Yeah.
Dude,
he's like the god of the vampire.
He is the alpha supreme.
I know sometimes you
He
may
was
have
a
fudged
really
stuff,
weak. He was a CR-17 by himself, but it was a really weak guy. Actually, like he couldn't do anything. He just
Well,
couldn't
I
do
mean,
much.
he was trying to take possession.
What
of us.
did
That
you
was-
use?
That was something.
A thing called Balthazar on Pinterest.
So it was just
So
some
was the
random thing.
was the ancient blood part of that, or did you decide that?
No, I
you
think
add
I-
that as a vampire feature. Okay.
Which is I mean,
That's
I
a
think
great feature.
Levels it out very
One-
well.
Once per day thing. Where
No. Once.
Well,
no, he can't bleed himself out.
yeah, he can't bleed himself out. He probably would have done it for Freya too if he didn't. But like y'all would have never made
That,
it.
well, that's actually a really good feature if you have a
I would
group
say
of
it would've worked
vampires
on
like
him. He
that.
couldn't drink his own blood.
Infinite energy.
It's like their own type of like
It's like when
necromantic
it's
healing.
like when you plug a surge protector into itself. You know, unlimited energy.
There was something else. I feel there was something I wanted to call out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we talked about this last night on the stream too. I just wanted to ask you. I already said something to you, I think, in a text about it, but we didn't hash it all the way out. Should my Thunder Wave have been 2 death saving throws? It's an AoE. It's not a critical. It can't be a critical.
We did look up the rules.
I looked it up, and I don't.
we did.
It's kind of vague, but I don't really think it should have
I
been.
don't think it should, but I pretty much said after that if any damage is taken in death saving throws, it's going to be 2 fails. Because the way it's supposed to be an attack only or something.
Yeah.
Well, the way it is taking damage is a death saving throw. Taking an attack style hit is treated as an auto critical, and criticals are treated as 2. AoEs can't crit.
Technically, if someone shot you with a crossbow, if you're laying there, that would not be 2 death saving throws, and that's stupid.
Really?
Yes.
Because it's only a melee
supposed
attack?
to be melee.
It does say on
Well, the idea of it is it's like, okay,
if a
it's
fireball had blown up right next to you. It's only one failed death.
Yeah.
saving throw.
Well, the reason I think a crossbow should be, or a bow, but it's just like, the reason it's an auto crit is because they're not moving. So you can just walk up and hit them easy. So if you do hit, it's a good hit.
He's right though. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because I do remember we looked it up. It's just been such a long. It's just been. I just couldn't remember.
You asked me that
Only
night or something.
Yeah, no, the
only
next day, I think.
melee attack. He's right. Only melee attacks are treated as auto criticals. Anything else, you have to truly crit to get.
So are we just gonna have this as a house rule though?
Damages too.
Any damage is
Any
2 death
damage
saving throw.
is
I mean, I
2
think
death
we've
saving
already
throws.
done it this way anyway. Because any attack on an unconscious.
It's
nearly dead
mostly been
person-
melee attacks
It's
though
probably
from
mostly been
Alps.
I think this is the first instance where it's not. Because I think the Alps were the.
But
only
it does make sense because say you
You fell
take
1,000 feet and you were in death saving throws. That would only be one failed saving throw.
Yeah, it's
super
kinda dumb.
Number for
stupid.
the store.
what?
Number for the store.
I don't even know anymore. It's not what it used to be. It used to be 3216. I don't think it is anymore.
Still remember my home phone number growing up.
But at the same time, if you're down, you have no way.
Not 3216.
It wasn't for a while. It might be again. Try it and see.
I mean, I have to say.
It's all right. Let me just 870-501. 3216. Okay.
But it does kind of make sense. Is like, okay, you're down. You can't defend yourself at all. If an AOE happens, you're not diving out of the way or like trying to
You're
get
taking
out
the
of it.
full brunt of that damage.
without even moving or doing anything. So it makes sense. Yeah, go ahead. So that's fine. I was just thinking about it the next day. I was like, well, I didn't crit. So it couldn't have been an auto crit because it wasn't a crit.
And see, I thought that every damage, I thought all damage was was 2 deaths.
Well,
failed
it probably
saving
should be.
throws.
I think that's a good rule.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit more.
I mean, yeah.
Dire.
If you're laying there and you're on the verge of death already, I think if you think about it, it's like if you equate D&D with the real world, if you knock somebody unconscious, they're bleeding out, they're gonna die on their own anyway. If you hit them 2 times with anything, you're just assuring their death. So I get it.
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, if you're laying unconscious in the middle of the highway and you get hit by a truck.
Yeah, that's only 1 death saving throw, so you're fine.
Yeah.
You can get hit by 2 more before anything happens.
And that's assuming you're not bleeding out on your own.
Yeah.
You're good.
It's not
So
like
that
you.
night, if AJ would have walked out into the middle of the street, he would have had to have been hit by at least 4 semis.
Well, just 1. I would have went out there and hit him once. That's 2.
You could have all gotten in your vehicles and just taken turns.
I probably would have let you.
Run it down.
AJ, how did you feel? Like I could feel through the
yeah.
audio that you were devastated, but
I mean, I didn't say anything for about 5 turns.
Yeah.
Until it was my turn, and I still didn't want to say anything. I mean, I don't know.
I just killed Buck.
I did. I mean, you can't really explain it until you've done it. Like it would be one thing if Buck went down, or like Buck died. I'd be like, okay, there's got to be something we can do. We can do something. When you did it just out of carelessness, man,
It's different.
it wouldn't have been much different as if I would have backed over Anthony with my car by accident. Like
I'm sure there would be a difference.
I mean, a little bit of a difference.
it would be a more urgent. Like, okay, we got to call 911. But
Well,
I mean,
also, not around a tabletop.
Not a piece of paper.
but it's just I don't know.
Listen, officer, he was there. I thunder waved. It wasn't my fault.
It's.
Complete oversight.
And then it's also not only did I kill I killed my in-game friend, like you're not going to get to be with that character anymore if he's dead.
yeah.
Just imagine if we had a policy where it's like you just have to leave. You're out of the campaign. You're done. You're
I
done.
thought about that today.
Can't even
Y'all
come
later.
back.
That would be so interesting to do if we had enough people actually able to play.
Just kick him out of the game.
Yeah, it's like if
until
you-
next year.
Malachi, you want in?
We have a seat at the table.
Yeah. When it's opened up because one of our players got careless.
But then I mean, on top of that, it's also like I let Anthony down and the whole team down. It's not just
That fight would have gone completely different if Buck had actually died. Like, I don't know if y'all have survived it.
yeah.
Yeah.
May not. It would have gone on a lot longer.
A lot longer.
So with that, what would have happened to him if not Buck had killed him? He would have just went into his coffin, right? All the vampires would stay alive. We were still equally screwed with 2 other big
Is that
vampires.
his true resting place, though?
I mean,
Probably
that's where
not.
He woke up.
Probably not. It's just where he's resting at the time. Dracula kept kept barrels of dirt on boats ready for him to leave to flee London when he.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Y'all asked, like, so what happens if Elizabeth just runs off? We're going to go back to Genevieve, whatever. Like,
we would have had to have gone there.
We'd have had to go in there. We'd have went back to the beginning.
They had a stronghold there, too.
Yep.
That would have been cool, though.
Oh, so we weren't. We had so Buck's weapon was the only solution for them. For Galeport for those two anyway. Yeah. For her, I'm assuming it's just him and Big Bathory that had that ability.
No. Bathory's true resting place was there.
Oh, okay.
And Freya's was too.
From what you said,
let me explain what happened there. So y'all are down in the crypts. And there's the one place that was burned up and the one place that was still nice. That is where Freya and Catherine stayed.
Right.
When y'all killed Catherine, her coffin exploded into flames and burned all the stuff. It also destroyed, like, that was her section that she had worked on. Right. So, like, the stone became decrepit again because it, like, aged up just like from the time that it was created. And then they moved Freya's out of there to be more safe. And they just, I would probably, I don't figure Elizabeth's normally would be in there with Lucian's, but they were just circling the wagons fully at that point.
Right. There was 3 of them though, right? There was 2 missing, wasn't there? That's why I assumed the 3 Bathories.
No.
I thought there was maybe
Elizabeth was never down there.
There was only 2 down in the crypts.
Okay.
One had been moved.
One had been destroyed and one had been moved.
That was pretty much what we had assumed. Freya's was moved, Catherine's was destroyed, and we didn't know where Elizabeth's was.
Right.
And then weren't expecting Lucian to be there. Well, okay, so why have you explained why Freya was all messed up?
No one asked that.
Is that because of what she did to Thren? Or is it because we killed her and she came back?
Well, I never really made up my mind. I just found, like, I was looking on Thingiverse for vampire stuff, and that was one of them. I was like, oh, well, that's Freya. That's cool. Was she using an illusion spell to make herself look attractive? Maybe. Or maybe that's what happened to her after she had died and been misted. She just not had a chance to reform and recoup.
That's what I was thinking.
That's immediately what I thought. Is just like she was brought back before she was ready. I mean, by this, of course, superior vampire.
Yeah, she was
what I thought.
Maybe she was woken up early.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be either one.
Yeah. Listener's choice.
When did we kill her? Was it the day before or 2 days before?
It was like 3 days before, I think.
I remember, man, our timeline was so...
Same night that Catherine died.
The last 3 days, we killed Freya. The next day, I think we went back to the circle.
When did the Wicked Weasel happen? Because that kind of screwed up.
No, that was before
they killed the...
That was before we killed Freya.
Yeah. Because that was the same night that Vistra died.
This may be the 3rd day.
I think the Weasel effectively knocked out 7 to 10 days of our.
That was just me trying to get to the Slake.
Yeah. It knocked out.
I expected all this to take place during the Slake. I did not. I thought y'all would like use the Slake.
We wanted to stop the Slake.
Y'all wanted to stop the Slake, but yeah, I thought y'all would use the Slake as a
cover.
Yeah.
But see, whenever I first heard that was what I was like, dude, this is the perfect cover. But then I was like, well, there's not going to be black cloaks out in the city. They're all.
That was my thoughts. Is they're all going to be in the bill? They're all going to be.
Was that true to assume that?
No, that's right. I hadn't considered that. But that's the point of the purge. Is all the police. Pull out and just let people.
So we actually did a really good plan. Like, should there have been more black cloaks there?
Great.
Since we did the distraction and everything.
Yes, y'all. There probably should have been. Well. Again, like I told y'all, because Elizabeth Bathory is a real person in real history who used to actually kill virgins and bathe in their blood because she thought it would keep her young forever. That's how I wanted to introduce her to y'all finally, once y'all made it into the crypts or made it into her castle. So,
nudity.
I mean, that was a huge dungeon that we could have crawled through room to room to room to room.
Yeah, we didn't see all of it.
No, y'all didn't see a vast majority of it. So, I mean, we could have that game could have lasted 4 sessions probably.
Luckily, we went the right way.
Y'all just followed the mist. I mean, the mist took you exactly where you needed to go.
We did lose it once.
Yeah. But y'all, no, y'all could have lost it, and then y'all have had to keep exploring.
Yeah.
But
But we moved so much faster than the mist.
Well, and our
The mist
idea was
doesn't
we
move
want to
very
keep going up. So if we if we ignored everything that wasn't a staircase up.
Yeah, we lost the mist when we had a choice, and I think we chose to go up, and that just happened to be where the mist was. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a very relevant question come up in the stream last night, Seth, and I'd like for your answer.
Okay.
Why is everybody naked in your campaign?
I'm just PG-13, man.
It's implied.
It was either I think it was Huntro, not Slarster, that mentioned they wanted to do a graphic novel of it, but he doesn't think he can. So many naked people. I'm like, dude, it's all about juxtaposition. You just point their bodies in the right direction, hide all the naughty bits, and you're good to go.
Well, another thing is, which is what I said on stream, is I don't think they were originally naked until somebody asked. Are they naked? I guess. Like was Victoria supposed to be naked?
Probably.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
just they're not in their armor. Is like
And we're over here going, oh, they're naked. I might as well be.
It's like, no, they are
just
naked.
a bunch of 13-year-olds.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first thing. Okay, Elizabeth stands up. Cameron, is she still naked?
Great memory, Cameron.
And then says like, Elizabeth slips on a bathrobe.
Probably no more naked characters.
Probably not. But
Draxus.
You find him coming out of a bath.
We're gonna get
in the middle of his in the middle of his transformation, his clothes just fall off.
So he's naked.
Don't want to ruin these clothes when I transform.
We're gonna wait till he's on the chamber pot. And bust through the door.
No, I think he's just been sitting on his throne naked. I've been waiting
That's
for you.
what I do. There's only been 2 characters naked, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victoria.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Well, if
Victoria, Airdril,
yeah.
and now Bathory.
Well, and then
twice.
I think Kyle was trying to make Lucian naked too.
I didn't hear that part.
Or him or Dexter one, I think.
If anything, that dude was in a diaper.
That was a fun game.
Oh yeah, there was one more thing. I think you asked me. Somebody, you or Buck one, I think had already used your action surge.
I used mine.
When Bathory was in the tub. Or a second wind.
I think it was Tate had used
used-
action surge.
During the
The blood fight. I think
Oh,
he
I
did.
mean, because I had all this stuff like marked off, and
then you action surged again to kill Lucian.
I used my action surge during the Bathory fight. That's why I didn't have it for the Lucian fight, I think. Did I use it for the Lucian?
You used it because
did we take a short rest?
You used it to run to the wall. I listened to that today, and I was like, "Yeah, you can have a second wind as well," because that was such a bad.
Yeah, you used your action surge.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, I had used my second wind already, because I always put a check mark next to this stuff in between sessions.
I understand it's hard to keep up.
Okay,
with
well,
him,
maybe
like,
you
right
had
once in a
second
while.
winded and he had action surge. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe somebody had overused. stuff.
Short rest stuff is a lot harder to keep track of than long rest stuff, because sometimes we'll take a short rest, but then you don't think. I have like 6 things that come back online on a short
Yeah.
rest. It's-
Y'all didn't have a short rest.
No, I know we didn't. That's
I
fine,
think that I remember y'all asked Kyle if he'd used some lucky points.
I don't
And
think
I
he
think
used,
he had.
Had he against
I think
Bathory
he
the
had
first time?
against the bloodbath, and then
Well, he didn't use.
I don't know if he
three.
actually ever did, but he's like, no, I've got all of them, but I don't think he ever actually used it.
It's so hard to keep up. with
It
that.
is.
Well, all I have is rages and bardic inspirations and spell slots. That's all I had to keep up with, and I don't cast that much.
I have superiority die, second wind, action surge.
Unleash incarnation.
That's long rest.
Oh, okay.
I think I have one more. I just can't remember what it is.
I've got
my.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I think I have one more, but yeah, go ahead.
No one cares what you have, Thrin. You're dead.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I got to where like I actually like on the back of my sheet, on my character sheet, I've just got all my spells like listed out, and I just made bubbles back there, and like
Yeah.
whenever I use a spell, I'll just shade it in. It's like
Yeah, that's what
way
I do, but I'd have a
even-
lot smaller.
As even between sessions, it's easy
Yeah.
to keep up with.
Yeah.
You know which ones you cast and not.
Yeah, Tyrell's real conscious about overcasting. He hates.
Well, I used to
if
do it
he-
a lot, so that's one way I avoid doing it.
Well, that's good. Check yourself.
before you wreck yourself.
So we have a lot more to go through tonight, but I think we'll get to the end of Galeport, surely. We should head out of here surely tonight.
Where are we headed?
I don't know.
You got to send us off somewhere.
Yeah.
We're going to kill Jike.
Yep.
We're headed into the Dying Lands.
He's going to do something.
I mean, this is only episode 54. I mean,
Seems like we've been doing it
I know
for
we've been
so
doing it for 4
long.
years,
And
but
how many of those are like more than are
multiple parts?
Yeah.
A couple
of them.
A couple of them are.
At least 10 episodes, maybe?
No.
Eight?
I think 5 or 2 because
There, there's a.
Palexia
That's
was a
only 5
two-parter.
games.
I
It'll
just
be a
quit. I
two-parter.
quit doing
One
it.
of them was a
recently.
3-parter.
Yeah.
Was there a 3-parter?
Did I do part 1, part 2, part 3?
What was that?
King's Day maybe was 3 parts?
Maybe it was just 2.
Maybe.
Was it
yeah.
just 2?
I thought it was. I didn't think we've had a 3-parter.
I swear we had one 3-parter.
Well, not since I've
I
been
might
here,
have said I was
don't
going to do 3 parts and just did 2. How about the fact that I did that one in 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Dog.
5.
Great job.
It's 4.5.
What?
Yeah, so
It's 4 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh, that's 4.5.
Well, it may not have. It
4
may not have
hours
been
and
that
45
long
minutes.
after I cut out a bunch of phone calls and stuff. It was probably shorter.
Oh, gotta get that dig in.
I ain't digging. It's not
447.
What?
447.
Yeah. When I started editing it, it was like right at 5, almost 5 hours.
That didn't feel like a 6-hour game.
5 hours.
Oh, 5 hours. I thought you
King's
said
Day
you
was
cut
a
out
part
lot.
2.
He
No,
cut out
I was
some.
saying when I started mixing it, I think it was right at 5 hours, just under, and then I cut out.
didn't feel
10
like a long
minutes,
game at all.
probably. No, it didn't really.
Well, I mean,
That's how I was able to just
we
keep
had a
mixing it.
singular task. I mean, if we look at it in terms of like, how much time passed in game, which I know is not a good marker, but like, I mean, what would you say? Maybe 30 minutes passed in game.
Maybe less.
Way
Yeah.
less. Fights are so
Probably
Right.
difficult to
I'm talking
manage.
with all the running. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
yeah,
less.
yeah.
I wasn't.
Y'all ran
Nobody.
up like 4 flights of stairs. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Nobody
Yeah.
had a crazy. Nobody had a spell going where we had to count rounds. But I bet it was less than 20 rounds. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
I
Might have
mean-
been 20. I don't think it was.
I mean, that's the
But
but
thing.
that would have been 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
I bet 15,
Spiritual
bro.
weapon.
Yeah.
I think I have a homebrew rule that would be cool. I think that anyone should be able to grab a spiritual weapon and use it as a melee weapon if it's just there. Because
Would it have magic weapon capabilities?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because it is such a bad spell. Otherwise,
It's not bad. It's
no,
free
it's
damage.
like
It just
anyone
moves
can
slow.
Just grab it and use it on their
It's-
turn and let it float back, and someone
Well,
else can
the-
grab it.
It exists to give clerics a bonus action attack because they don't usually get one. Is all it is.
It's just not good.
It just moves slow. If it wasn't for it moving slow, it's good.
The speed is
See, I think
actually
someone
one
could even
aspect.
move it with them, grab it and run with it.
It does decent damage.
Yeah,
Well,
Is it 2d8?
It does.
like
It
that.
does
Yeah, it's something
decent
like that, yeah.
damage for like level 7.
I might implement that until I think it's broken.
This is my game. I decide what happens.
All right,
with
Seth.
spiritual
I'm
weapon.
gonna dash 60 feet. And I'm taking to her spiritual weapon.
That's 3 turns you're saving it.
Yeah. Well, you really want that? That's like having an extra player.
No, that's at minimum 3 turns
Yeah.
because if the
if
target
they run away
if
10
the
more
target
foot,
moves,
that's a 4th turn.
Yeah.
I don't know why it can't move a base walking speed.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's like it's just slowly.
You could say, Seth, the spiritual weapon can move with the caster and 30 feet as a bonus action with its attack, and that would give it 60 feet of movement.
I remember in Rudy's game, it wasn't a spiritual weapon, but it was like Kelly had she summoned a weapon or something.
She
And
was
we
a,
just
she was
kept
a warlock.
juggling it around to each other.
She was a hexblade. She was
Okay.
she was actually,
and that was so awesome. It was,
Yeah,
it was
she
a
was
cool
actually
rule,
giving us-
cool. Like we
yeah.
were all just sharing it and attacking because that one weapon had a weakness to that. It was cool. I would not care if someone just grabbed Urus hammer and did a turn with it and just let it fly back in the air. Like,
See, that's the thing about. I think I'm picturing these spiritual weapons like how the Green Lantern does. They're just massively, just like bigger than a person. You know?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah,
I don't imagine him like
I don't
that
know.
at all.
I imagine
I imagine a normal-sized fighting hammer that's just.
just spectral. Yeah, I do too.
Like in Baldur's Gate, like when you summon a spiritual weapon into the air, it's like a glowing ethereal weapon. It's not like even like tangible.
See, that's fine too, but if it's solid enough to do damage, it's solid enough to grab.
I picture like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade float coming down. Just a big axe.
Do you get what I'm saying though with the Green Lantern thing? He like gets this bolt gun that's like bigger than a car. You know, he's just
That's what I'm picturing.
Like I'm picturing a giant hammer that if
maybe it's just
Gillard
because it's
was
so
giant,
slow. I'm
if
just
Gillard-
assuming.
Yeah. If Gillard was giant, he would have to grab it with both hands, and his hands would look like this as he's wielding it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's just not how I imagine it.
I think spiritual weapon
funny.
actually has a size. I think it's small. So I think it actually has a size declaration
It fits
on it.
in
It's
a
a small
5 foot-
figure.
yeah.
So if you're telling me that this thing is the size of Bunny Rabbit, that just kills everything.
Yeah,
you know?
well, it's like
hurts me.
imagine like he says basically it's the size of whatever weapon you choose it to be. So for him, it would just be like a mason's hammer. So a mason's hammer just pops up, it just floats there. So the Green Lantern thing is on point. It's because that's technically a semi-solid, the will energy or whatever.
Yeah.
it's basically that, but then it just stays there. It doesn't stay attached to the ring like.
Listen, I don't want to look behind the curtain anymore. This is really broke all
Well,
my expectations.
in Critical Role second campaign, Jester had a big lollipop, and I
See,
was just
hated
always
that. It was
pictured
so-
it being giant.
It was so whimsical. I didn't like it.
What, really?
Yeah.
I hate whimsy.
I do.
Then you really didn't like King Ezekiel's bust of the woman from what's her name? Estelle Getty.
Nope.
That's what he used was a bust of Estelle Getty.
That's so
from
funny.
Golden Girls.
I like my serious
No, no, no.
fantasy.
Oh yeah, that is a Stell guy.
Yeah, a little bit.
don't know why.
But if
Nudity.
Nudity.
That's what makes it serious.
well, still, you can make your spiritual weapon whatever you want. It could be a blunt object. I mean, it could be a roll of paper
cricket
towels
bat.
and
It could be a.
I would just never do it.
A pool
For
cue.
cricket
myself.
bat. Yeah.
Well, my spiritual weapon would 100% come down the aesthetic of my character. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what it's always.
And
gonna
I
be for
guess
me.
Jester did it with the sucker.
The lollipop is
The
kind of
lollipop
fun.
was definitely better than the bust of Estelle Getty, 100%.
Yeah, that's dumb. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
make it
Best
something
is,
that
like,
doesn't
I remember,
exist.
Marisha said something about a wristwatch one time. I was like, "There's no wristwatches in D&D."
Could
The
be.
sundial, you fool!
That's right.
There's clockwork.
Gnomes, they do make
Stop
a lot,
it.
They do make a
Stop
lot of
it.
mechanical stuff.
Are we saying
Stop
there's no
deep
clocks?
loring this.
No, I think we have said there's clocks.
Clocks are pretty archaic technology.
They are. It's kind of crazy.
In D&D, there's almost always like a clockwork thing.
Clockwork is a big part. Well, it's the steampunk slash
Steampunk. Yeah, I was
clockwork
about to say
archetype, yeah.
it's that steampunk
But
feel that
you could still have clockwork without steampunk.
But that's what
Yes.
it's what it's rooted in is what I'm saying.
I guess. That's true.
They are two different archetypes. They just meld in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, clockwork is one thing. D&D has like a whole section on all this stuff where you can have clockwork versions of stuff. It's really cool.
Clockwork
Yeah,
Beholder.
And usually clockwork is related to gnomes as well. I think.
Yeah.
Gnomes
I
and
wish
maybe
I
It's like the Dwemer.
knew enough about steampunk
Kind of.
to like actually run a steampunk.
Yeah.
thing.
That's funny. I was thinking, same thing. It's I know what steampunk looks like, and I know what they dress like, and I know that it's obviously steam powered, and then there's this, and it was like bronze. They use a lot of
that's how
bronze in
new
their
it
stuff,
is.
and that's it. I just don't know
London,
anything about it.
1870s, 1880s.
Oh, Victorian era. Yeah, that was the other
Like
thing.
Sherlock Holmes type stuff.
Yeah.
Where you can kind of introduce guns a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about the concept for a bard that's like a Sherlock Holmes bard, and he can like solve any crime. But what he's actually doing is he's modifying people's memories and making them the creepy.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's like I will solve this in 24 hours, which is how long it takes me to get my modified memory back, and you are the villain in the story. It's like what a evil.
That's a
person.
very powerful spell.
Yes, it is.
See, in one of these adventures, you're going to the plane of.
Is it Eberron? Eberron. It's
He's from the
it's a
Golden
Magic
Vault.
the Gathering plane that has a lot of science and stuff.
Is that a new
No,
book?
I mean,
I've never even seen that.
It's new to me. No,
Is it
there's one of
just
these.
a setting? Is it just
There's a ton of settings. This just gives you a bunch of ideas.
That
It's a-
was the Forgotten Realms, isn't it?
What?
Isn't that the Forgotten Realms setting?
Probably. I mean, listen.
Or is it a game? Is it a module? Or is it?
Yeah, it's a bunch of modules. Is what it is.
Well, does it have any classes in it or anything?
Just so, for listeners, I have the book, the D&D book, Keys from the Golden Vault, and it has several different heists.
I was going to.
Oh, it's heists.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them, I've never thought about it. I think I was just looking for it. You go to the yeah, that's why I got it.
I was just thinking, I hate heists.
Why?
I like the idea of a heist. They're really hard to pull off. Thinking of your heist, like, we did it wrong. So wrong.
What
like,
heist?
In
Dragon Keep?
No, in his
in the
Owl of the Tiger.
Owl of the Tiger. We were supposed to break into the vault of the bank and stuff. We just didn't do it right.
Yeah. No, one of these heists, it takes you to a plane of existence.
They want you to do a heist so perfectly how they want you to do it, and
Yeah, it's like it has no respect for the.
I just wanted y'all
hates all of
to.
us.
I just wanted y'all to try to sneak into the place. Instead, you go through the front door and tick everybody off. I didn't even know what to do.
we played the Karen character.
Yeah, you're supposed to be these like stealthy masterminds working for this bad dude. Yeah, we're gonna walk in there and ask for the manager.
We're the bruisers, not the sneaky people.
Well, you were. He's supposed to be the sneaky guy, and he told you to do all the talking.
I wasn't charismatic. I think I had like a 10 in my charisma.
The highest.
I don't remember what.
I was just a murderer.
That's true.
That's all he is.
That party didn't have a charismatic person.
There it is. There it is.
He was supposed to be it, and he never came.
Oh yeah, you were gonna be a bard, weren't you?
He was going to be the face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would have been so funny, and you weren't able to ever
Face
play
Man
with
didn't
it.
show up.
Yep. That campaign's terrible anyway.
No, it's not. I enjoyed it.
Anyways, the plane of existence I was thinking about was
We got to
Mechanus.
finish it, and I've got to burn the whole thing to the ground.
We ought to just play it like 15 minutes. Go, all right, y'all have your way, and just let you do whatever you want.
Oh, Sigurd did actually have.
Who's that one character that I could kill?
Mr. Tolliver?
No.
You hated him.
I did hate Mr. Tolliver, but the other one.
The one that you could kill?
Yeah.
That you didn't kill?
I didn't kill him.
What?
I need to kill him now.
What?
Or we could send him to prison for like 28 years.
You talking about the investigator that you killed?
No. That,
Yeah, you killed him too.
That other
Such a
character.
great NPC.
Talking about
Detective?
a player character.
No, he's the one that got killed.
The
He's the
drunk
one that got
that
killed.
ran
There's another
around,
guy
you know?
besides him.
That drunk character.
Yeah, the player character.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting the joke now. Oh, that was awful.
I'm not seeing it.
What were you saying, Anthony? I'm sorry. We never let you finish.
Nothing. I was just. This book
there's a
helped
place-
me reminded me that there's a plane of existence called Mechanus, where it's a clockwork themed plane of existence.
Oh, you actually like go
There's
into the clock.
automatons and
Okay.
Is that where Warforged are from? I'm guessing.
and
Maybe.
robots. I don't know.
Robots.
Robots.
No, Thrin, or not Thrin. What was his name? I'm blanking on my name. I know Seeker, but I can't. Rafa Matzil.
Matzil. Great character.
I loved Rafa.
Horrible to deal with.
Why was he horrible to deal with?
Because you were just too chaotic. You hated all my NPCs. You killed my cool people.
I didn't hate your NPCs.
He was loyal
I
to
loved
Mr.
the-
Killed Sid Arthur.
because he thought he was going to get his boss in trouble.
My boss. He wanted me to turn. I ain't gonna turn.
And, yeah,
didn't
and
want
you
you to
wanted him.
turn.
You wanted him to be like a good character, and he was a loyal.
I told him
character.
from the very beginning, I am loyal to a fault. I said that word exactly.
Yeah.
Fault. Like, I will die for this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Well,
thought
listen, I
he could
gotta go
turn
get
me,
the
and it's
pizzas.
not happening.
I wasn't really trying to turn you. I was just trying to
I'm
like.
going to inform on him.
I gotta go get the pizza.
Honestly,
so
another thing
What'd
that
you say?
Rafa thought, like, all of this is a test.
Whoops.
I can't remember that guy's name either.
There's not much here.
sweet. Okay, drinks then.
I couldn't think. What was that guy's name? Our boss.
Oh, boss. Oh,
Mr. Tolliver or
no.
Lord Marquis?
Lord Marquis. See, Rafa also thought everything is a test because he was raised by this guy. So, like, he's like, this guy's testing me to see if I will turn on him or if I'll inform on him. I will prove to him that I won't kill Sid Arthur. And that was also, he was testing Seeker. Like, Seeker,
Cut the rope.
Cut the rope.
Cut the rope.
You hear Tyrell.
Oh, cut the rope.
That was also like I'm willing to do this, but I'm not going to railroad the game. If someone else is willing to go along on this journey with me, then we'll do it.
Can I just tell y'all how that was all supposed to end?
Sure.
Because we're probably never going to play it.
Right.
Oh man, I don't know if I should.
Can we not just finish the game sometime?
We'll just finish the game sometime.
I don't know how we're going to finish it.
I mean, we've not lost a battle yet, Seeker and Rafa.
Just a 2-man.
Well, here's the deal.
We're gonna burn it to the ground.
Okay, the last game y'all were doing an investigation.
Mm-hmm. Into Mr. Tolliver because he's crooked.
No, it wasn't into
the
Mr.
whole
Tolliver.
organization's bad.
They're not. They kind of are. That's what you're gonna figure out.
They think they're bad, but they're not good at being bad.
Okay, here's
Lord
here's the
Marquis
thing.
needs business with better people than these. Idiots.
Okay, you remember that the mineral y'all have keep coming across.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's like this competition for this mineral, obviously. You found the people trying to steal it out of that museum. You killed all them. Then Lord Marquis sent you here. He's never said anything about this mineral, but these people are obviously all about it. They're making technology out of it. Then you're at this conference, and this group comes in, and that chick has a weapon made out of that mineral, and you killed her in 2 turns, a very powerful enemy. And then they're having you investigate all this crap. Okay, how did these terrorists get in here?
Hey, AJ.
Did we ever figure that out? See, we weren't even good at that part.
Yeah,
were we?
you did. You figured out that there was that one of their shipping things had gotten hijacked, and they smuggled dudes in. So, yeah, you figured out that one of the drivers, one of the delivery guys, was making his run. These bad people that ended up infiltrating the conference thing came along, killed him, got in the crates, posed as the driver, and came right in the back door. This is supposed to be like a secret place. That's the deal. So that's why you were complaining about how bad their security is and everything. It's like, well, nobody even knows this place is here. It's like Wakanda. It's out in the middle of like a jungle on an island. Nobody knows it's here. So they smuggle themselves in. They follow the road. They follow another driver. I don't know. They manage to find a way in there. And they execute their attack, and then you kill them. And then my mom was involved after that. But then she didn't play the next game. She was helping with the investigation. Y'all were doing a different area of the investigation. But then in order to finish the game, we can't really keep following that trail because I got to take y'all somewhere else to finish the game. And Rafa hates the whole place. Why would you do anything else that they tell you to do? If they say, hey, one of the Mizonite crystals is in this area. We need you to go here.
We've probably done it.
Well, I'll go get it and take it to Lord Marquis.
That would have been smart. No, I mean, I probably would have just gone ahead and thrown me the bone of making Mr. Tolliver in on it. If y'all had I've done that in this campaign. Like y'all grab a hold of a character and put them into this limelight that I never meant them to. Sure.
Who, Mr. Tolliver? Or
Millie.
Oh, okay.
She was never supposed to be anything. She was a red herring. But y'all just loved to hate her, so I was like, all right. Well.
So you made her a hag then?
Yeah.
She wasn't originally going to be a hag.
That's hilarious.
She was clearly a hag the whole time.
She was a red herring. She was supposed to be a red herring. She wasn't the one committing the thing. She was just supposed to make y'all think. Like, she was just a low-level caster who had seen these death dogs. Like, I'm going to protect myself from these strangers on the road.
That was her story, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the truth at the time.
Okay, well, tell me who was attacking the town then?
The girl that y'all found. It was Delilah.
Yeah. But why was she attacking him if it wasn't to try to get Millie to come out?
At the time, I was pretty new to my own story writing. She's just attacking a town,
just to do it.
Just an evil person.
Well, it was so much better because Millie. She's like, okay, you don't want to join my team.
I love to hate on Millie, so I was like, all right, we'll just create a coven that's trying to be created. And I just threw that bone to y'all. That's what I'd have done with Mr. Tolliver and Rafa. I'd have been like, all right, Mr. Tolliver actually is bad. Because this place is supposed to be Wakanda. How do these people actually get in? He told them where they could.
You're going to try to pin it all on Mr. Tolliver.
Yeah. No, if I was the DM and a player had fixated on hating him so much, I'd have just been like, I'd have rewarded that.
I never even thought to do that.
He wasn't the bad guy, but he is now.
I like Mr. Tolliver. You like
He's
you
a
hate
bumbling idiot.
he's kind of just a goof. He's used
The
to
way
be in the
that I saw
army.
this, like Lord Marquis is supposed to be this like Godfather kind of character, right?
Yeah,
He
he's a
is-
mob boss. He's
Okay.
a crime lord.
and he's working with people at Target. These are just Target employees.
No, they're
trying
not.
to act like they're some syndicate, and they're not.
They're a syndicate. They're a secret society.
They're bumbling idiots.
Well, how did they get this very advanced facility?
I don't know. Lord Marquis' money, they're wasting it.
Well, it's not Lord Marquis' money. He's not giving them any money.
See, I don't know that. I don't know how. See,
Lord Marquis sent you there to investigate it.
Yeah, and
Because they're his competition.
You don't want to have
anything to do with these people.
Obviously, there's more to work out here. Y'all should definitely keep playing.
Well, I'm out of. Well, no, I still have some.
So what was going to happen with the 6? Right? Was that the name of them? It was carved all over that first town that we went to. The 6, or was it the 7 or something?
It was the 7.
The 7. The 7. The 7. The 7.
Can't tell you.
That was like painted.
I thought you were just telling us
wasn't it?
everything.
No, I'm not telling you everything because now we're just going to have to play it.
Oh.
We'll play it. Y'all been saying this for like 2 or 3 years. Every time I come to play D&D, we should finish all the time.
Bring Malachi.
I'll bring Mal.
All right. I'll be happy to close that thing.
Malachi
I'll help you
loves
make
a
a
good
character.
plot hook.
I'll help
I
you make
do.
a character that'll fit in.
You
good.
just have to hate that place that we're at right now.
No, here's what I'm going to do. He's going to be from yet another syndicate.
Hopefully it's a better syndicate.
Yeah, we can cook something up.
And I always
That'll be
felt
fun.
so bad. Like I'm not like
You're
crapping
playing
on
your
DMing
character,
or
dude.
anything. Like it's just that's how my character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saw-
It
Evil
comes
characters
through.
are infinitesimally harder to deal with than good characters because they can do anything they want.
Rafa is a thorn in AJ's side.
Yeah.
I mean, a thorn.
I
this
know.
big,
AJ's
dude.
called me. He's like,
But he wasn't chaotic. He really
No.
wasn't.
No, he's
he was
lawful
lawful
to-
evil.
well,
his
yes.
law was just to protect and serve Lord Marquis.
Yeah,
What I'm going to have to do, and what I've kind of tried
He had
to
no
do.
conscience.
What I've kind of tried to do is I need to pit Seeker against Rafa, but I haven't figured out how to do it.
Seeker's never turning on Rafa.
He might.
If that happened, he's going to kill me probably more than likely because I can't do damage, but I can.
He can't hit you.
Take.
I don't care if he's got 3 advantages or whatever.
He
he's
rolls 35
Yeah, he's
on
gonna-
every attack.
got with a bow against a metal man.
No,
I mean,
I
I
had
might
like an AC of 17.
I might have,
like
like,
you would.
close quarters,
absolutely.
you'd be in
it,
trouble.
it would honestly be a good fight because Seth would still have to roll good because of Tyrell. Because that's what I
Yeah, just
remember.
run up on him. And tackle
You're the
him to
one
ground.
giving me and my advantage though, so I wouldn't have elven accuracy because you're like giving me.
Oh,
your,
true. Yeah, yeah.
I don't. Well,
You
I
have to
don't
figure
want
something
you
else
to
out.
like attack him. I'm just like, why don't you check him on something? Like, who are you loyal to, Marquis or
Him.
is this kind of yeah? You just do everything he asks. Like, is this?
You're going to have to do
Grow a
something from his
backbone,
backstory
Seeker.
to snap him out of it. That's the only thing.
I the ball's
See,
rolling.
I kind of assumed that he was the same as Rafa though. Like we've been working for Lord Marquis
yeah,
for
but his
years.
memories are coming back. Though.
That's true. See, the whole campaign was about Seeker,
Yeah.
yeah.
and so yeah.
Well, he's the technological one. Look at him.
Yeah.
He has 23.
That's insanely high.
Oh, you get.
Poor AJ, dude.
You're an armorer.
Couldn't
I know
hit
that.
him.
Yeah.
That's such a cool
Couldn't.
class. Such a cool subject.
And I felt so bad for Alex because I'm using his high CR
I
stuff.
wonder if
Yeah.
he even listened to him.
He probably never did. He may not have, but still, like, who's gonna want to go buy his stuff when it looks weak?
You did tell us to min max because like
Yep.
you're like there's
I
only gonna be
did.
3 of you, so min max. So
Well,
min
and also some of his characters weren't always completely fleshed out, and like some of their abilities weren't that
That
great.
build-
I needed like AOE's because I couldn't attack Seeker.
that build was supposed to do like 1500 damage in a turn at a certain level.
1500.
Yeah, you get like purple worm poison and all this.
Your
stuff.
class?
Yeah,
That's
my build.
Don't worry, you were never going to give
Yeah.
him purple worm poison, so you're good.
Yeah,
That stuff is insane.
1500
yeah,
damage.
in a turn. Yeah, you told me to min max.
Imagine just running into someone in Seth's campaign and he's like, "Is that hit? Yeah. It'll be 1,492 damage."
I'm actually
almost
5
max
short of my
damage.
maximum.
Oh, almost max
I need
damage.
you-
That'll be
I need to
1296
send you the
damage.
YouTube video of it.
Once he gets to a certain level, if he gets to the point where he can become a Gloomstalker, you won't even be able to see him when he's in darkness.
Right? Yeah, that was
Yeah,
coming up.
Gloomstalker's a great
That was
feat.
coming up.
I love Gloomstalker.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be able to see.
I
it
would
all.
love to play Rafa in a long-term campaign. There's so many characters I'd love to play in a long-term campaign. But I was trying to do some stuff. Like I had just read through the Wheel of Time books, and they have this character, this kind of. It's not a god. It's kind of like a folk tale of Jack of the Shadows, and so I was kind of bringing that in. Like he was praying, he was sending all these souls to Jack of the Shadows, and he was praying over him every time he killed them. But no one would ask me about it, so I finally dropped it.
Well, they didn't know what you were doing. They didn't want to ask.
Dark Brotherhood sending souls to Sithis.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Rafa was a fun character to play.
Very fun to listen to.
That wasn't too bad of a campaign.
It was fun, dude. It was a fun campaign.
It was something different all the time. Y'all kayak down that river.
That was I was thinking like one of the most memorable parts of that was us failing so bad at kayaking.
And it's funny for me and AJ because we've done that in real life.
Yeah, that was the inspiration of it.
Yep.
Going to Turkey
One
Creek.
time we were kayaking, and me and Hans were on one on Rachel's 2-seater, and AJ, I mean, he's in front of us. I mean, he's close. He gets up sideways on a rock, and we had no time to react. And I'm not kidding. The front of our kayak went up over the side of his, barrel rolled him down into like the white water, and we just completely cruised over the top of his kayak.
They just mowed me down. After I'd been telling them, would y'all stay back, stay back, stay back? We need to take turns going down this rough section. And I'm telling you,
it was Hans's fault, wasn't it?
I'm sure it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, it really was. I'm going down this rapid, and there's this rock. I'm trying to avoid the rock, and I slide up on it. I turn my head to see if they had stayed back right about the time they ran over the top of my kayak.
Let's go, Malcolm. Let's just go as fast as we can.
They just ran me over the top of me. Could have been killed.
Oh, that was a good time though.
Okay, we'll play Eye of the Tiger sometime. We'll do it.
Yeah, bring Malachi.
Y'all remember that?
I don't even know if I have that character sheet anymore. That's been
Who
so
all have I run that one shot for? That was the I think I ran it for Tyrell and Seth.
Tyrell.
Yeah, because I played mine for when he played
Goblin. Yeah,
No,
it was a Goblin
not that one. Not that one. It was the other one where it was like the Thief Mansion.
I thought I was still a Goblin gunslinger in that one.
Yeah, he was.
And you were
He
a
was the Minotaur because we fought
And you were a
Minotaurs.
Minotaur against Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that one
Yes.
spot.
What were we in the
Okay.
in the Godfather game that you weren't a Minotaur in
I
that
was a
one?
tiefling. I was like.
But you were the same.
I still made a gunslinger.
Oh, Goblin, not okay.
I was a Goblin gunslinger. What did I say?
No, you were a
Said
Goblin
Goblin.
in the Thief Manor.
Yes.
The other one you were just a halfling, I think.
Yeah.
Little Tony or whatever your name
Little
was.
Tony. How you doing?
I thought that's the one you were talking about. No, but that's a great one shot. I
Yeah,
need to
it was.
publish that somewhere. But you haven't played that, Mel?
No.
I ran it for them, and I think I ran it for
Both of those were great
my mom and
one-shots.
As
sister.
much as
or something.
I love D&D, I've played about 3 games in my whole life.
I need to.
And then one of them he got banished.
Yeah, well, I was glad about that. I was so scared.
I'll run you through that one time.
Yeah. That sounds good, dude. Heck yeah.
It's perfect for like 2 or 3 people, and it's good for like all levels of play.
I need to get my wife in on a game.
Maybe we'll do that.
Brianna, his wife, and him.
I was gonna
for
say,
one.
yeah,
That would be fun.
Would Astrid want to play or no?
I'd try and convince her. I'd guilt trip her, be like, I did everything you wanted me to do in Panama. Learned your language.
Keys to a happy marriage, guilt tripping.
Yeah, but it's pretty short too. We can play it in a
Reciprocal
couple
guilt
hours.
tripping.
Seth and Tyrell went through it really fast, like an hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be better. Something
Yeah.
short.
I don't
That'd be a
remember
good
how it
beginner's
ended
game.
at all.
We got back and the
Hey,
oh.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. All right, sorry.
yeah, no, we'll do that.
No, AJ's really good at doing true one shots that are like you sit down and you play
Yeah.
for an hour and a half to 3 hours,
And you don't know if
and
it's even
over.
possible.
I
to
really
complete it. I
enjoy
may
your,
just kill you at the end.
Yeah,
Your holiday one-shots. Really enjoy them.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are
They're fun.
The everlasting
I'm mad that
tree.
you haven't done it in a couple years.
I know. I need to. I'll do it this year.
Yeah, I'll get in on that if you want.
I got a good place to play now.
This right here is just clutch. This whole thing is just.
I don't
it's
have to-
marvelous.
I don't
Would you rather
have
do
to
this, or would you rather
transport
be at
stuff.
the old folks' home?
Oh, old folks' home. That was so perfect. Well, I mean, it's worked out great the times we played here because Brianna hasn't even been here. I don't even have to make her feel like she has to stay in her room or anything.
Does she just plan her trips back to see her parents or something?
Not on
around this?
purpose. No.
Oh.
The
Works
other
out.
the other
Wow.
time y'all came over, she did. I think she planned to go
She
out.
went to Little Rock or something.
Yeah, I think that was the plan. She said, "Well, you'll have everybody over, so I'll leave." And then this time, she just happened to be going to see her sister for her bachelorette party. So Anthony's made it back with the food.
Yeah. D&D works out really well for Mrs. Tate because she gets to eat spaghetti.
What's that mean?
I don't eat spaghetti.
So she makes spaghetti every time you leave?
Yeah.
How do you not eat spaghetti?
I hate spaghetti.
I don't really like it either. It's got to have a better sauce. You can't just make just a cheap.
Well, it's because you
Yeah,
eat
you're
the
Italian.
good stuff.
Does your grandma make good?
She doesn't even make spaghetti.
Really?
I mean, she's made a lot of things, but
spaghetti like rice with cheese to Mexicans, just a
I feel like it is. Well, to me, like I remember eating it growing up. You know, it's just
No, absolutely not. Italians love spaghetti, like true spaghetti. Like
Well, yeah, but you
bolognese.
need a good sauce. I think. Like
Yeah.
when people make
Well, that's
spaghetti,
the crux of any Italian
you're
dish.
used to when you eat spaghetti, especially
sauce.
growing up.
Yeah.
You're eating it like at like a church youth function or at school from the cafeteria, or your mom made it because it's quick and cheap, and it's just like, you know, Hunt's tomato sauce or, you know, something like ragu.
That's been
and-
my whole life.
I hate ragu.
Yeah, it's
Ragu's
not.
disgusting.
It's just that sauce is just the whole deal is the sauce. The noodles are not really that much different one place to the next. But
no,
the
no,
sauce,
because I use spaghetti noodles with carbonara when I make carbonara.
yeah, which is way better.
Yeah.
I have
the
like
far
a
superior
slow
meat,
simmering spaghetti sauce. I'd like to actually have you try.
I'd love to
it's
try it.
meatless. It's just and
tomato
it
sauce.
takes me a long time to do it, but I'm just infusing all those flavors. I wonder
the
how you
thing
would say it
about-
was so
Takes a
good.
long
I
time to make
love
sauce.
meals that take a long time to cook. Like that chili that I make like once a year. It takes me like 6 hours to make it.
That gumbo
And
I made
love
that one
it.
time that
Yeah.
took me like an hour before. Yes.
Yeah. The
Oh yeah,
simmer
remember
makes it-
when Tate brought his chili that one time? Who was saying they didn't like chili? Was it you?
I don't. I said
He
I
was
don't
trying
like
to prove to
I said I don't
somebody.
like chili because I don't like
Oh,
beans.
he says chili doesn't have beans or something.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, it's a bean.
I mean,
it's a bean
Texas
discussion.
Red doesn't, where chili originated from. So if you
Technically,
if you really look at it,
According to my
Texas.
calculations. What? So you're saying it didn't originally have beans?
no, it was just the reason it's called chili.
it's
is
chili
because
with beans.
the reason it's called chili is because it was the paste of the chili peppers.
Right. Okay.
That was
But
the-
they didn't put beans there.
Didn't put.
I
I don't
like,
love beans. Like beans are my least favorite part of chili, but I still think they belong.
Really, the only time I eat beans is in chili.
Yep, me too.
I hate beans.
I eat a mess out of a crock pot full of brown beans, like pinto beans,
Oh.
with jalapenos, dumping it
I
over
can go to
cornbread.
town on some brown beans and cornbread.
Like
Yeah.
bacon,
Oh,
beans,
yeah.
bacon in
Oh, you put a ham hock in there or something?
Yeah,
oh,
ham hock.
buddy.
That's not my style.
Golly,
Put a
it's
little pork
good.
knuckle up in there. A ham hock can also be. One time, me and AJ,
boy.
Tyrell's name in my phone used to be ham hock concubine. Okay.
You guys should watch the stream.
Ham hock concubine.
Yeah. And me and AJ we were gaming late one night, and we were like, "What is even a ham hock?" And AJ Googles it on his phone, and the first thing that comes up is the ham hock, otherwise known as the pork knuckle.
What's a pork knuckle?
And I just started screaming.
Yeah. It's the
Pork
same
knuckle over
thing.
here.
Yeah.
So now Tyrell's name on my phone is pork knuckle.
Long story short,
Tyrella's still Ty Tire in my phone.
What is his name in your phone?
Tyronius Delicioso.
I don't have another nickname in my phone except for Ty Tire.
Yeah.
I just have Tyrell because
That's
that's enough
awesome.
for me.
Well, no, I have Static Mal. It's
Yeah.
still Malachi. But I've got Anthony Tate.
I have Tate.
You know what Dustin is? Dustin is Dustin parentheses best man. Because the first time I got your number was for Seth's bachelor party.
That's so funny.
That's funny.
And
Dude, I had hate.
It's obviously warped your psyche around me.
probably would have never thought I'd see the guy again.
Yeah, it's just some dude.
Were y'all part of that text message? It was probably a year ago or something. But like Hans got a new phone or something and it deleted our group message. So it was like Hans is.
No, it was me. That was me. I got a new
that
phone.
was so wild. Like all
Yeah.
of a sudden, I was like, because I thought it was a real message. Like someone's asked. I thought it was Dustin asking me to be his best man. Or something like that. I was so confused and
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah,
best man party.
I think it was me, wasn't it? Yeah,
Maybe
I got
it
a
was
new
you.
phone and it was some kind of.
I was
How did
so
that
confused.
happen? It went into your bachelor party group chat somehow.
Yep.
Yeah, that was wild.
It just brought that chat back from 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, that was crazy.
Funny, man.
Who was in it? I guess it was us 5
Hans.
and Hans and
David.
David? Yeah.
Me and Seth are you going? Next
Yeah, I'm
week?
going to put. When is it?
Next week.
It's next week?
Yeah, 31st.
What's next week?
Hope's wedding.
That's next week?
Oh.
31st. I just
Not
got the
gonna make
invitation
it.
in the mail today.
Oh my gosh, thank
not
you for
gonna make
telling me.
Oh,
I was
where
going to
is
get
it?
with you and figure we can do something.
Next Saturday.
Where is it at?
Texas?
Buena
Rogers.
Vista, Arkansas.
Oh, wait, Buena Vista or Bella Vista?
Bella Vista.
It's up near Rogers.
Something Vista, and
Bella
then we go to
Vista.
Rogers
That's Bella
afterwards.
Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah, the retirement the retirement capital of Arkansas right now.
That has come
Or
up
is it a
out of
beautiful
nowhere.
I knew it was this and then
Buena
that
Vista.
back to back.
Bella
So,
Vista.
Either way, it's a good view.
Yes, I'm planning on going.
That's fun.
Yeah,
What's he up to
I was gonna
now?
go. I was gonna figure
married?
something out with you.
Yeah, I know that.
He works for internet place, I think.
I have no idea. I haven't asked him where he
Did you
works
listen to the
now.
pod?
I don't. He hasn't said he has.
Just gonna say, shout him out.
Hope if you're listening. He said he enjoyed the Satan Commons more than he enjoyed the campaign.
Oh, so he has listened.
Yeah, he has listened.
I just don't know if he's caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I think there's
no
some people that
chance.
are like that, but at the same time, we have more listens. Like more people skip Satan Commons, which
Yeah.
it kind of seems strange to me. I guess they just like D&D.
Well,
They don't
yeah,
care what
I
we
was
have
gonna
to
say,
say.
Yeah, that-
I would
the
absolutely-
I skip
campaign would be
four-sided
the-
dive if I ever start. If
Yeah.
I ever listen to Critical Role
Same
podcast.
ca-
Yeah,
same
I never
comics
listened to their
that
talk.
I
you-
used to
you're
listen
invested.
when that one guy was on it. Like on episodes that needed listening to. Like
Well,
when
it's
I
something
wanted
you
hear
listen
what
to
players
if you're
thought.
caught up, and we do. We're kind of on an every other week type of deal.
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be like, well, the commoners put something out today, so I'll go listen to it because it's not like they have to go. Oh, I'm 2 episodes behind. I have to blaze through. But people have, started listening to the podcast. They listen to episode 1. They go, well, I'm not listening to all these talk shows.
Shout out to all
And I
our
understand
listeners
that.
out there. Thank you.
When y'all listen back to it, do y'all listen to the Satan Commons back?
No, sometimes they'll start playing. And I'll listen to a couple minutes of it.
I think the last time I listened to the whole campaign, I listened to the campaign and then I listened through the Satan Commons separately.
Oh, you listen
That
to
was
all the
really
Satan
weird.
Commons?
Yeah, I've listened to them more than once.
No, I've never done that.
It's really funny hearing conversations out of context and years later, and sometimes you don't know what in the world we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. It's
I've gotten
like a time
reoffended at Tate a
capsule.
couple times.
It is. It is.
I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, it's a time capsule.
Us just complaining about COVID and lockdown and like
Yeah.
we can't
Go
even,
back to work. I just remember you saying that.
can't even go to Walmart and buy a copy of One Up or Player One. Ready Player One.
And him talking about them
it's 7
euthanizing
o'clock.
cows.
Yeah, euthanizing cows. You were so mad about
I
that.
have cows. They'll live a little bit longer.
I don't remember the context of that.
Yeah, you were saying that there were too many cows or the cows weren't moving, so they were euthanizing them. I don't even know if that was true. That was just something you'd heard. Which,
I remember there being a meat shortage because of all kinds of bogus stuff during there was a lot of crap going on
Yeah.
in 2020.
And then Trump nearly getting assassinated during Satan Commons.
During
That's
Satan
been
Commons.
crazy
Yeah.
listening back to it a
Yeah.
couple years.
yeah. Yeah, we were one of the first people reporting on that. It didn't come out for a couple
Yeah, 2
weeks.
weeks later.
Hopefully Trump's not dead when you listen to this.
I remember. Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I was on a plane and got off a plane, saw that, and was like, "What? Didn't know that happened."
Oh, yeah, you were flying in that day,
Yep, with
weren't you?
Astrid. Yep.
Anyone played any good games lately? We have talked nothing about campaign hardly in this one.
It's because it was too good.
Yeah.
It was a
It
good
was.
campaign.
It really was.
Probably going to start Borderlands 3 soon. We'll talk about that Monday.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Borderlands 4, they actually came up with a trailer.
Oh,
for
yeah, I
that.
saw that.
What?
Yeah, Borderlands 4.
I was just thinking
boy.
because that Borderlands movie was so bad. I was like, I bet they never make another Borderlands game.
Nope,
There was a
trailer
movie?
for it.
It's in theaters right now. Yeah,
it's
they
in
did
theaters.
not do.
It,
They
it
did
made
not.
less than $10 million.
Well, the thing is, the
my
press on it was
goodness.
terrible.
It looks
I
bad.
still haven't seen a commercial for it.
Kate Blanchett should not be playing Lilith.
Oh Lord.
Why is Jack
not?
Black freaking?
That's a good claptrap. I'm okay with that one. I'm okay with that one.
Listen, he is in his redemption arc. Like he
Yes.
got out of Hollywood for a while, was just focusing, I guess, on the band. Well,
And
that kind of
he also
blew up in his
did
face.
he also did videos with his son. And he had like a social media platform.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
but now he's kind of getting back into the limelight, and I'm here for it, dude.
He really enjoyed Dad Bod Thor when that came out, and he
Yeah.
started posting crap online.
Y'all want to know a fun fact?
Why not just get the guy who actually voices Claptrap to do quietly?
Yeah,
Well, they had
if
the
it's just
same
a voice
complaints-
anyway.
somebody's here. They had the same complaints about Mario. The movie Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris Pratt didn't do bad.
He didn't do
thought he
bad.
did
He's
great.
just he really shouldn't have been the choice.
That was
for
a good
it.
movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
It's actually a big conversation
I
that
have it
I've
on
been talking
DVD.
about lately is Hollywood movies cost too much because the old talent is charging too much to be in the movies. If they would just start hiring people based off of their actual skill that people possess,
Right.
that doesn't cost them $3 million a person, they could save money and then they wouldn't have to make $200 million to break even.
That's true.
And Hollywood wouldn't be in a declining.
They
That
gotta have
movie
the
done
cameos,
worse
though.
if Mario would have had the annoying Mario voice. I don't think it would.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
It
I don't
would've-
think.
but it
honestly,
also-
I don't think Mario would have had as much dialogue because the thing about this Mario, this wasn't the game Mario. This
Right.
was the character of Mario. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
There's probably
You know.
also a lot more people that watch those movies because there's celebrity cameos like that.
I wonder how much. I wonder how true that really is, though.
Well, it's like if you like Chris Pratt, it's like, oh, I wouldn't have probably watched Mario, but I like Chris Pratt, so I'm gonna.
I mean, yeah, I
Chris
can see
Pratt's
that.
a big deal.
But would
lot of
anybody
people don't
go
like
and
him.
watch like a serious drama that had Chris Pratt in it because Chris Pratt was gassing it? I would feel like that's a reason
lot
to
of
avoid that
women
movie
would.
because
What was
he
that
can't
one movie
cover
that
that
he was
kind
in,
of range.
Passengers or something?
The Tomorrow Wars, and he was just cracking jokes when like the world's ending. It's because that's funny, I guess.
well, I mean,
enjoyed
no, there
Tomorrow
was,
Wars.
It's not a bad movie. It's just someone else could have been casted.
well,
for
there
a
was a
better
serious
actor.
role that he had in Passengers.
I was
you
gonna
know,
tell y'all a
is
fun
that-
with
fact.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
see,
was
I
it?
haven't seen that.
That was a
Oh,
good
is that
movie.
the
I
movie
have-
where he wakes up and he wakes her
In
up?
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to see that. Is
That's
it good?
a great movie.
I have a,
I haven't seen it.
I have
I
a
just know
really
he's
cool
in it.
fun
It's a
fact.
dramatic role.
What's your
as
fun
opposed
fact,
to-
AJ?
Okay, well, we were talking about Jack Black. We're talking about his music. Okay, well, he's in Tenacious D's, his band.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, his friend,
his
that's
band?
the other half of
Kyle
Tenacious D,
Gass.
Kyle Gass,
KG.
is the sugar daddy to a girl that lives around here,
Nuh-uh.
who will remain nameless, but I'll tell y'all after the podcast.
Let's hope she doesn't listen.
Very interesting.
Because she'll, you know.
Fun story.
I just assume everyone around
insane.
here listens to the podcast.
She's not going
right?
to have much money anymore.
What, is he canceled or something?
Yeah.
He did,
Yeah.
Didn't he say they should have
He
shot Trump? or
don't
something?
miss. Yeah, that's what
So
he
now
said.
that's why Jack
and they
Black's getting
canceled
back
their
in the
tour.
movies now.
Yeah, Jack Black done with Tenacious D. That's
Forever?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't
didn't
know
know
about
that.
that.
His managers have told him he's done.
So
They
he's
canceled the
quitting
tour.
Tenacious D?
They canceled the tour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they canceled the tour in Australia.
Oh,
I don't
these
know about
days,
all what he's saying. It could be
49% of people are thinking the same thing probably, and then the rest of, I mean, who
That
cares?
would be the Democrats.
But like, I don't know. I wouldn't think you'd have to completely quit.
Yeah,
They've
it
been
was-
around forever.
It was
Just
his
apologize.
birthday or something.
Yeah,
It was
his
Jack
birthday.
Black's birthday. He brought him a cake out.
No, it was Kyle's birthday.
Oh, was it Kyle's
and he was
birthday?
blowing
Oh,
out the
okay.
candles and he was making a wish.
He said, "Next time, don't miss."
Yeah.
And they,
Which is a
And
really
he-
horrible thing to say about anybody.
Yeah, it's
It
horrible.
is. It really. It is.
and it freaked Jack Black out there on stage. He's like,
Oh, did it really?
yeah.
people. You could hear people laughing initially, but there's
It was
a
Kind
lot
of nervously.
like
Yeah, nervous laugh, yeah.
Australia's political climate to me. This is just
Australia's pretty pro-U.S.
well from an outside perspective, it seems a lot like how we are divided in much the same
Yeah.
way.
you want to know what's
You know.
going on in media? Go watch the Australia.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
they
talking
do
about
good
Sky
news.
News.
They do good news.
Sky News is great.
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah, I've seen that before. Anywho, sorry to derail that, but we
Yeah.
were talking
Yeah,
about Jack Black.
political all of a sudden.
Jack Black's one of my favorite of all time. I love him.
Yeah,
I think he's a good claptrap. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed him as Bowser, and I wasn't. I was
Yeah,
like,
he's a
I was
good
like-
Bowser.
Yeah.
I was like, this could go bad, but it went really well, and I liked it a lot. I liked him being Bowser more than I liked.
I still
just
want to see
Mario.
that movie that came out a few years back, The House with the Clock in its Walls or something.
I've seen it. It's,
Is he
it's
in that?
okay.
He's
Yeah, he's
It
in
seems
it.
like
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yeah.
kind of the gist I get from it. you
Yeah,
know.
I've
it's
seen
just,
people.
It's an okay movie.
I've seen people say before that he's like the bard of real life. Like,
Yes.
It's just like high charisma, can play instruments, can sing sing really good.
Yeah.
I've also seen like a post on Tumblr that said, the only person on this earth that needs no context for me seeing them is Jack Black. I could be abducted by aliens. He could be walking around the spaceship naked, eating a wedge of cheese, and be like, I'm like, and I'd just say, that's Jack Black.
Yeah. Of course he's here. Why would he not be? Jack Black.
That's some classic Jack Black,
Anyway, Borderlands 4. Yeah, I saw it on PlayStation 5
I need to watch
the other
that.
day.
I gotta see that.
Was there a trailer?
It is. It's very short, and it doesn't really explain anything. at
Yeah,
all.
it doesn't show much.
So basically, Oblivion or Elder Scrolls.
No, it's more like it's just like an announcement trailer, or I forgot what that's called.
Hopefully, they go back to the roots of Borderlands 2.
Whatever it is. In the trailer, there's like a meteorite that hits the ground. On this, it's like a rift. That opens up.
yeah.
There's a meteorite that comes through and it lands on a planet, and like this thing, it's from its perspective, like
Rockpox.
this fire, and there's like this thing in the fire, and he like reaches down in there and it picks it up and flips it over, and it's more like the bandit masks. But this thing has like a mechanical arm, whatever it is.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a real teaser type trailer. I don't know when it's supposed to come out.
Well, I've
probably
noticed
way off.
There's a big push with video games now where I guess they're so worried about deadlines that they're not wanting to give us dates. They're just saying what would normally say like summer 2025 or 2026 or
Coming
this year.
soon.
No, now it's just wish list this online. It's like to stay up to date.
Well, they got to. I mean,
Well, the last few blockbuster games that we've gotten are just trash when they first come out,
has there been a good game released?
I just said that, I think, on the stream last night. Yeah.
Since Baldur's Gate 3 and before, what was the last game before Baldur's Gate 3? And Baldur's Gate 3 was not a AAA?
Not technically a AAA game. It made AAA money, but I don't think it's AAA.
What game was what AAA game was put out that lived up to the hype?
Lived up to the hype?
Lived up to the hype.
Elden Ring.
I know, yeah.
Elden Ring, probably.
Elden Ring, yeah.
I don't know that it lived up to the hype.
I was about to go. I was about to go back to Skyrim.
It came back with the DLC.
The thing that killed Elden Ring's popularity real quick was the fact that they took 2 friggin' years to put out a DLC.
Yeah, Elden Ring socially it died off, but everything will socially die off.
Hogwarts, same kind of deal.
It didn't live up to the hype at all, though.
It was still a good game, though. That's the thing. Like Hogwarts Legacy was a good game. Elden Ring is still a good game.
I bought it. Did you play it?
I thought it was trash.
Revelio. It looked good.
Revelio.
Yeah,
Revelio.
You cast a lot of Revelio. Because you got to find all the stuff, and there's
Kyle's here, folks.
Extra crap load of stuff.
Kyle.
Hey guys.
How many push-ups you do today?
None.
No push-ups today?
Rest day?
No, yeah. It's
Hey,
rest
how
day.
is that full throttle? I've never had one.
It's trash. I'm running off like 2 hours of sleep. So
They look
2 hours
scary to
sleep and
me.
Full throttle.
NOS and full throttle I've never had.
Yeah, they're really gross.
NOS is so
Go
It
ahead.
tastes like the same though.
Purple NOS, man. That was my energy drink.
Purple
Do they even
NOS,
make
yeah.
them anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, in chemical factories.
That's all.
Right next to the 409. All right, go ahead. You were asking. Kyle.
So what was it like to save the day last game?
I didn't save the day.
You did.
Oh, you did.
Peaky saved
Peeky
it.
Yeah, Peaky.
No,
Peaky.
yeah.
You read the ability though.
Yeah. Peaky.
I mean, I shouldn't get like a pat on the back for
Yeah, you
reading. Like knowing what my character
Oh,
does.
believe me, teachers everywhere will give kids a pat on the back if they just read today.
How long have we been playing this game for now?
4 years.
5 years.
And I just learned my character a month ago.
Well,
I still don't remember fully how to
your
play.
character
We're gonna
has-
learn tonight.
You've been gaining skills and abilities, so
Yeah, it gets harder every time you level up.
Which
Did
we
everyone
leveled
level
up. I haven't
no,
finished.
I
but
haven't
yeah.
leveled up yet.
So we're level 13.
I planned my level ups like 6 months ago, so I'm good to go.
so
I just need to
happy
roll the
that
dice.
Buck didn't die, dude. Because I know how bad you wanted him to, so I'm so glad he didn't.
That way he could pay you back for saving his life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I've thought about this for a month. Like, how is Buck gonna act with Rask, and how's Rask gonna act with Buck? Because that's some hard stuff right there. That's like baby making stuff, but like minus all the complicated stuff. You know? That's how close we are now.
We're close. Yeah,
Y'all
absolutely.
have both saved each other's lives multiple times now.
I know. For some reason, you still hate me.
Just how is Rask going to deal
Buck,
with Peaky
I
Peaky
was-
going to Buck now?
We were just talking about
He
this.
will not. He absolutely will not. He will come out of that egg and he'll go in a cage till he's ready again.
will love
Until he's
me.
ready to be mine.
Peaky.
You will love me.
So that bird has always had that ability, which it's not supposed to be used in the case that we used it. But now that it has been used like that, it can be used.
See, I disagree with you because I never bonded him. I was just given.
Well,
him.
if you're using him, you're technically
you're
bonded.
attuned to him, and that's the.
But no, from a storytelling aspect, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he read it.
It was sick, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just don't think that. I don't think that it shouldn't have been available, especially since it was never brought up that he was bonded specifically to me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It worked.
Well, I'm glad you came up
like
with that all by yourself because it worked perfectly. It was wonderful.
Well, I thought I was going to die the entire game, so I was banking on that for saying me.
And I said today, like that was part of it. Like you were so low on health, like that selflessness of like you giving it to Tate was a big part.
Can
of
we
it.
do that again?
So, before a little while ago, before you got here, we were talking about when Gillard got like
There
his
might be a
mind
certain
taken
amount of
control
times
of,
we can do it though.
and we were talking about like what he was doing. I was like, well, yeah. I was like, I had two options. I was like, Seth wanted me to defend him, so I stayed there. I was like, but when this initially happened, and I texted Seth, I was like, do I just go all out? And he's like, well, yeah. So I was like, well, okay, my thoughts are if he tells me to attack you guys, I'm going to teleport to the back of the party, and I'm going after you because I know you're low health.
That would have been so mean.
it
Why
would've
would you
been-
do that?
It would have been vicious, dude.
Gillard turning on Rask like that would have been.
It would have been crazy.
Rough.
On
But-
Papa G.
Would you have cried?
Oh yeah, I would have been like, I hope I miss.
I hope I missed 3 times. I have advantage because he's laying on the ground. He said it time and time again.
Yeah, he was. Golly.
It was rough.
It was a great game.
Well, what's your take, Kyle, on Thren bursting into flame? What are we going to do?
Dude, I don't even know, man. I don't have any idea what's going on with that. I know you're not dead.
I mean, he is.
He's not there.
I don't
His
understand.
body
I don't
is
understand.
At the moment, he is definitely dead.
I'm just really confused.
The textbook definition: very dead.
Dust.
And there was no word said after you said and Thren burst into flame. That was the end of the game, right?
Yep.
I didn't ever get to the end.
I
of that.
think that's all it was. And you said and Thren burst into flame, and we
Yeah,
go what?
and
then
he
you
said,
said
"We're gonna end
well,
there."
yeah, we'll end there.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we all started talking, and then that was it. So our characters have not said we've not reacted.
That's where
all
we're
we
at
saw was
tonight.
Thren burst into flame, and that's where we're picking the game up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
So I already know how it's gonna start. Oh my god!
Yeah.
well, does he burst into flame and just scream, or is he?
No, he is a. I said this later
Yeah.
in the text message that he is a pile of ashes with his magical items all scattered around it and next to him.
So when we bring him back, here it comes, full circle.
Naked.
He's naked,
And he doesn't. His clothes are all burned up.
all burned up.
We got to get him some new clothes.
Yeah, black clothes, I guess.
Oh my
Seth,
God.
1 hour ago, no more naked people. Here we are 1 hour later. Thren is very naked.
Super naked. He's buck naked.
Thren's gonna rise naked out of that pile of ashes.
Kyle, how many naked people have we had in this campaign?
I don't know. Has anybody? I don't know if anybody has been naked since.
Well, we
Aren't you naked a lot?
I'm naked a lot, but
Yeah, he has said he's naked. a lot.
Bathory was naked.
Victoria and Air Drill. Those are the 3 we were sure. of.
Okay, wait, I cannot remember Aerodrill.
Air Drill, yeah. It's
I-
really.
He's the leader of
It's
the
even harder
academy.
to. Oh, okay.
Head
so,
warden.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, head
Oh,
warden,
gotcha,
yeah.
okay.
He was
Victoria's
sleeping with
Victoria's
Victoria.
boyfriend. Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know why I could not remember it. I couldn't remember his name.
and I'm blanking on her name.
Oh, you're talking about the dwarf lady.
Helga?
Yeah.
have y'all
Helga.
hooked up?
No,
No. Okay.
she just won't do it.
No,
That was
that
because of
ain't-
Rast,
I
though.
thought they had once.
No,
No.
we don't hook up in this game.
We know who won't care.
We're rated PG-13. We can.
This is Jersey Shore.
Fade to black. That's what that is.
Fade to bump. Wow, wow.
Phylexia Shore.
They're naked.
I don't know if Ras is
we
going
are
to
by the
pursue that or
beach.
not.
Oh, hey, no, naked people at the ball, at the Bathory ball. Lots of
Lots
naked
of
people.
naked people. I forgot about the gold-painted people. Does body paint count as naked?
Yeah. That's the thing. Is I don't think you can see bits and bobs.
You could see bits and bobs.
Could you?
Golden bits and bobble.
Yep. Yeah.
They were nude.
Yep.
I thought you said they had pasties over stuff.
No.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
They were covered in gold with no
There's
clothing.
some
Yeah, but you
movie-
like couldn't see.
And
it.
Rask was
There's
devastated
some
that he
movie
didn't
that
get to
I'm
go.
basing that off of. I
Was it
can't
a
remember
chilly
what
night?
it was.
Great Gatsby.
No. It was like a oh man.
Maybe
Who
like
played 300? Gerard Butler.
yeah.
I think he played a movie where he was Attila the Hun, which is atrocious. But I think in that movie there are naked gold people like serving and being like tables for this royal party kind of
Dustin's
thing.
on
That's-
it.
That's where
No. I was just checking my phone.
I've seen some movie
what
with
about,
that, and
Did
I was
Game
like-
of Thrones not have something like that too? Maybe not.
I don't remember
Maybe.
that big in there.
I don't know. I've seen it
Yeah,
somewhere, and that's what I'm
nudity,
basing
that's
it
for
off
sure,
of.
but I don't think that was in it. I don't think.
There he is. Yep.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Gerard Butler is Attila the Hun.
Did you guys talk about Deadpool 3 movie?
No, but it's really
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Okay,
it
well,
was good.
so I don't know if Hugh Jackman is signed back on, like officially, but Ryan Reynolds, multiple times in the movie, he kept saying, till you're 90, like
Yeah.
saying it's Hugh Jackman, like he's going to be around. But
No, I think he is signed up for the next Avengers movie.
So
that's sick.
So leading up to the release of Deadpool 3, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds were fighting to get the script the way they wanted and release the way they wanted because Disney wanted to shoehorn in a bunch of garbage. One of Hugh Jackman's to get the movie because they wanted to cut parts of Wolverine's story that he didn't want him to cut. So he was saying that he would actually drop out of future projects. So he's supposed to be
Oh,
slated.
wow.
You know what one of the next arcs is going to be, right?
No.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, hold on. I said all that to say, within that multiverse in the movie, they had Henry Cavill as an alternate Wolverine, and I almost crapped my pants. He
I
looked
wish they'd
so
brought in
good,
Daniel
dude.
Radcliffe.
Honestly, I'm wondering if the scene at the end where you see the famous Wolverine shirtless scene, I think that might have been Henry Cavill. Because I don't think Hugh Jackman
Hugh
is.
Jackman.
Are you sure?
yeah, he
Can
said
he
that-
really do that to? Because you have any idea? He kills himself to do
Yeah.
those scenes. I'm talking.
That was a part of the
almost
thing, though. Like everyone was
hospitalized.
saying that he hadn't done it, and that was them saying yes, he did.
Okay, so it was him.
It
See,
was him.
I was speculating. I haven't actually looked into it.
Because the
But
dude's like
Henry
what,
Cavill's
50?
way bigger than that.
is he?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
I seen to do those scenes, they have to like be dehydrated for like
They have to
up to
dehydrate.
72 hours. That's
73,
insane,
yeah,
dude.
3 days. It's insane.
It's miserable.
He had to be hospitalized in X-Men Origins. He had to get like an IV getting liquids.
That is so crazy.
It's killer on him just to get that look.
For that 3-minute shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they
Man.
can just CGI that.
They probably do some of the time now, but
sure they still
Hugh
clean it up.
Jackman is one of the last few actors that actually cares about making something that his fans
Yeah.
want to see.
It's so funny going back to X-Men 1 and seeing Hugh Jackman compared to Deadman.
Yeah.
or
Oh man, did you see
Deadpool and Wolverine.
the first Wolverine that you see? Look at this little guy.
Comic
book
accurate.
accurate.
Yeah, so good.
Comic book accurate Deadpool was, or Wolverine was great.
That movie was so good.
I took Cynthia to see that, and she didn't understand half of it, and she still enjoyed that movie.
Yeah,
so
Brianna
much.
too.
Like,
Brianna too. Yeah.
so
didn't
good.
know all the jokes, and like I was trying to explain things under her breath. She still thought it was
My
absolutely hilarious.
Flame On killed me.
I did not see
I
him
knew
being
it.
Johnny Blaze.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, he's gonna be the fantastic. He's the Human Torch. He's the Human Torch.
It killed me. It killed me.
I couldn't believe they brought all those people back. I died. It was so good.
They did such a good job of hiding that too, because I get so sick of trailers just ruining
Yes.
movies. So glad I didn't know that going in the movie. It made it so much better.
Now, like, the pandering that Marvel's doing is crazy, though. Like,
it was gonna be
going
worse.
from that Spider-Man 3 to this. Like, this is just Spider-Man 3 all over again. You're just bringing back all of these characters that we've seen before, and most of them you don't even care about. Like all the villains. No one cared about seeing any of those villains from the old X-Men.
Yeah, I mean,
movies.
I
seeing
liked it for
Blade
what
was
it
cool. Seeing Elektra, who cared about Elektra? Really?
No,
Like,
I mean,
no one cared about Elektra.
it's just funny because these are basically discarded Marvel products. That's what I thought was the coolest thing.
Fox
about
products,
it.
and I thought it was cool that
Fox
they tipped their hat to Fox, and I thought that was classy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boys,
great.
I gotta go get the table.
Yeah, we got to get to work.
Wrap it up.
This has been a long
Deadpool and
segment.
Wolverine.
It was.
Definitely
It
check
was
out.
enjoyable, though.
And check out the podcast.
Yeah, and check us out on stream Mondays and Fridays, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we do that sometimes when I'm not
play
late.
D&D. So, new episode coming up.